We up? Are you testing stuff?
No, we're up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kind of Funny Podcast pre-show. It's your boy, Barrett Courtney, alone on screen, but I'm joined by big Kev Dog, Kevin Coelho. You know what, Kevin?
What's up, dude?
The fucking s'mores Pop-Tarts, man,
Yeah?
they're good.
I seen you going at it.
Yeah, they're real good.
Seems like
I don't know
you're
why
pretty
I was in the
happy
mood for them yesterday, because I usually do strawberry or cinnamon. But for some reason, I saw them on the shelf, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to get some s'mores Pop-Tarts. Ah, man. I'm so excited to watch Azkaban this weekend.
Me too.
Yep. Can I see that good old shitty chat?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm experimenting with stuff. It's not
Experiment
going,
away, man.
It's not going super well, if I'm being totally honest. Where could the chat be? Where, oh, where? There they are. Bunch of perverts.
Here comes Greg. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, be careful of the cable. There's cable there.
Mr. Yasman asks, Kevin and Barrett, what did you guys have for lunch? My lunch hasn't arrived yet.
Oh, you didn't have any Wendy's?
No, I didn't have Wendy's. Everybody else had
man.
Wendy's.
Everyone had Wendy's.
There's that
except
whole
Barrett.
list of like companies that are supporting Trump's re-election, and Wendy's is one of the companies, so I've chosen to not support any of those companies on that list.
You know,
So.
interesting thing happened with a friend of ours.
What dumb joke were you about to make? Is Barrett's making a political stand?
No, I was thinking to make the joke. I don't think you gave enough credence to my bear idea. So Joey's in the back room on a conference call. Here's
Now
where
the
we're
back room, of course, is a closet. A
Right.
closet we put all our cables
a small
in.
closet, but realistically, it's like the where
The
they store the
smallest
heater.
conference room we have.
It's the smallest conference room we have, but there's a door that leads into it and a door that leads out of it to the back patio where you can escape. This is what I say. We bolt that door shut. And then next time Joey goes on a conference call, we just bring a small baby bear in and just let it go, shut the door to the kitchen, and then see what happens.
Small.
The bear can't get to her. It won't be able to climb through the window. It's not big
I
enough.
just don't like that it's a baby.
But we
Like,
can't
I
get a
think
full
she-
Kodiak. Kevin won't come up the stairs. How are you
Yeah,
going to get up the
no, you
stairs?
can get a Kodak
You
up
going
the
to pull a
stairs.
bear up the stairs?
No, you don't pull him. You get a piece of meat and you drag it along, get him all worked up.
Put a stick over his head so he looks, he can never get to it.
That would never work.
Game Jumper, I was talking about Prisoner of Azkaban because we're doing Harry Potter in review currently. Chance Carter also says, Barrett, you check out that new Machine Gun Kelly Travis Barker song, I Think I'm Okay. Sounds like premium 2006 pop punk. I haven't, but I will check it out. But I have listened to some of the recent Blink-182 singles, and they're fine. Much like most of Blink-182's comeback since 2011. It's okay.
Oh.
Some fun choruses every once in a while. Their new song Dark Side has a fun chorus. Besides that, meh.
Oh, yeah?
The really upsetting thing is, as Nick, remember, be quiet about it, all right? Shh.
Don't touch him.
As you know, Nick, I have a great prank percolating here for one of the crew. I've teased them about this before. Remember our night? You remember? Don't tell them anything about it, but you remember when we came up with
I know
it.
exactly what you're talking about. I've talked to my wife about it. She said it's probably the cruelest thing we've ever done,
Nice.
which means it's going to be hilarious.
And then in the car ride over here, I came up with another great one, and it was
no.
definitely a Joey prank, and I've totally forgotten what it was.
Oh, no.
And I thought about tweeting it out, because then I'm like, oh, she'll see it coming, and then I totally forgot what I was gonna do.
Oh, that's
You know
not
what I
good.
mean?
Yeah, don't tweet it out. Don't
I
ruin
don't,
this.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
What don't we like? Kevin?
First of all, didn't you like?
Do you not
openly
like it
say-
because you think we're actually secretly talking about you pranking you?
No. I know it's about Andy. You said that very openly.
I did say that. I did say
Yeah.
it was gonna be an Andy one,
Yeah.
the one that's
You were
percolating.
I didn't realize it wasn't that night though.
Oh no, it's hanging.
Interesting.
Don't open this door.
Here's
Don't
the
open this
thing,
door.
Kevin.
You're gonna force people's
Kevin,
hands.
as you understand science better than most, you know that many moons have to align for things to happen in our natural
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, but I
Whether
still-
it be the Wendigo or whether it be the equinox, things have to line up in nature.
I
The
don't think. I
Wendigo,
don't
like
think,
the thing from what's that
The
game?
Wendigo? Is
Until
that what
dawn.
Yeah, Until Dawn.
Yeah.
Or from an episode of Supernatural. It was fun playing through that game, playing it with Alyssa, and she loves Supernatural.
Oh, yeah?
And like 2 hours into the game, before you even know what it was, she's like, "It's a Wendigo! Holy shit, it's a Wendigo!" And she's
Oh, really?
like,
Wow.
She had like a fucking brain blast moment to like the second episode of Supernatural.
Wow.
I was like, "Wow,
Good for
that's
her.
impressive." Yeah,
You're like, don't ruin it though. You know?
yeah.
It's
yeah.
true. That, I will say this though, and I know that saying this puts me at risk, but the speed at which you reply to other people pranking you is just, it's sad. It's sad. Remember the Nut Butter prank? That's so long ago at this point. That was like 54 episodes of KFAF.
You can relive it though with today's episode of Oreo Oration now live.
Ooh,
That's true. It's up right now on youtube.com/kindafunny.
That was a fun one to do.
Tomorrow. Well, let's double. I always, when you get to that thing where you're about to jump off, you're like, I understand the embargo, and then you're about to push the publish button. You're like, do I understand the
Yeah,
embargo? Let's double check
exactly.
the embargo before
I
I
don't
do
even
something
fuck with
stupid.
embargoes. If someone says there's an embargo, I just never talk about it again.
Dude, I was talking to Tim about it. Like, we have a Gamescast tomorrow, and I have like 3 embargoes right now stacked up for like August 20th. It's like, God damn it! Can I get here now? All right, hold on.
You guys messed up.
However, you are welcome to tell your social followers that you attended a blank event, and your coverage will post Wednesday morning. So that's that. There, I can say it. All right. Okay,
There
cool.
you go.
So I'm posting.
There
Now
you
I
go.
can.
Well,
Yeah, when Nick
Tomorrow,
has
party
this-
mode reunites nitro. Does he spell nitro rifle weird?
No.
No.
Does he put like 1s and 0s in there?
No,
and
it's just
shit?
intercapped. I believe.
Cheeto finger sometimes is spelled with 3s because I couldn't get it on some of the platforms.
Even though he doesn't, I'm doing it because he should. So
I would
nitro
say
rifle with all the numbers. In it.
Whenever you're under an embargo, you just
Flapjack.
kind of forget about the game, and then you talk about Rage 2 like 4 weeks late. You know,
Yeah, that's what I did. Listen,
it's a good process.
listen. Here's the thing, man. You can't move progress fast. You know,
Okay,
you can't. What is the turn of phrase I'm looking for?
I don't
here?
know, but that was
You
a
can't
good
rush
quote right there.
Perfection is what
Okay,
I meant
there
to
you go.
say. Sometimes I play stuff, but like a real gamer, I play the whole fucking game. Okay,
100%
I don't just
everything.
play
Damn.
5 seconds of watching the trailer and then go, "Yeah, this game's not as good as the first one." I play the shit. Did I beat Rage 2? Yeah, I fucking beat Rage 2.
I'm proud of you for that.
Have I thought about playing Wolfenstein Youngblood but not really played it? Yeah,
Youngblood.
it's there.
Yeah,
That's what I like to do.
I've heard it's not as good as the first one.
I played it with Andy.
I brought it back.
That was a good callback. I played it with Andy for that let's play,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't know if I really want to play this.
Just
I don't
play,
really want a game where I'm partnered with someone the whole time, and if they die, I gotta fucking deal
Have
with
you ever
it.
played Wolfenstein 2?
Was that the last one?
Yeah, it came out like
the
2
new
years
Colossus?
ago. Yeah.
I played the shit out of that. It was so fun.
So
That's
fucking
one of the
good.
best shooters I've ever played.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you hadn't played that, you should really play it because
That game was
it's one of my
fucking-
favorite games this decade.
Awesome, but it was the first Wolfenstein I played, so I was totally lost as to what was going on.
Yeah,
I was like, what is with this suit? What are these people? What is this world? Doesn't matter. Kill some Nazis.
Exactly.
Let's go kill some Nazis.
and they're all like goofy enough where you're like, oh, I'm entertained by this, to, even if I don't.
It was
know,
fine.
like,
I mean, it
yeah.
was super graphic at parts like that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to spoil the ending, but that whole end scene, you're like, what the fuck is happening here?
Spoil it.
It was fine.
Let me know what happens.
I'll let you know off air. Some people don't want their
I'll mute
art
you.
spoiled.
You want me to mute you?
No. Oh, I started watching Glow.
Yeah,
Season
1?
3. Oh. Interesting.
yeah. I haven't watched any of it.
Oh, I mean, I love the series, but season 3, like, not much happens,
Interesting.
and I'm kind of
It's
okay
because
with
they
it.
they're doing a Las Vegas show. Is that what I heard?
So that at the end of season 2, they so I guess I will spoil this for people who are watching it. Well, this one happens in Vegas. Yes, they're doing a Vegas like show in the actual hotel, like a live show.
Okay.
So it's not broadcast anymore.
Okay.
So the idea was like, hey, we're gonna go do this for 3 months, but it's all about how it displaced their lives.
Sure.
Some of them have kids, some have, boyfriends, things like that.
Sure, yeah,
and then
yeah.
it's about what happens if that show's more successful than you think. How does that work out? For
Sure, like
everyone?
this one.
But it's cool to see exactly. We haven't hit that yet, but
Hit me right in the nostrils.
what, the DC?
Yeah, that DC.
Yeah.
It scared me. It looked like it was gonna pour over. I was really freaked out by it.
I'm a professional here, Barrett. I've never had
You
it
pour as
happen
many
once.
DCs as he does. You ain't gonna DQ a DC.
I
You know what I'm
don't
saying?
pour it into anything. I do directly from the can.
Yesterday,
you
you guys
coward.
were
Wow,
filming some stuff
Kevin's tired.
yesterday, and I walked in. I saw Kevin had spilled water all over the couch, and I was just like, it was a hot day, and we got I had a bunch of stuff,
You
like
guys
a bunch
have
of
no
equipment
idea
stuff.
how fucking upsetting that was.
I saw
It was
your
like
fa-
literally Kevin's like, all right, everything's working. I've done all the jobs I need to. Now I just need to sit down and listen to audio. God damn it.
and
Felt
so
for
and I
me.
was gonna
Felt
make
for
fun of him, but I saw like it was one of those times where I'm like, okay, he just needs to clean. Nick needs to not be in this situation. This is not a situation where it's time for him to make some jokes about it. But of course, I came back here and I was like, Kevin just spilled a whole pint glass. And as I was saying it, I went to open up a can, and this thing, it skid all the way across and just spilled everywhere. And I'm like,
Karma.
that's Kismet.
That's
That's
karma
karma
right there.
I was gonna talk shit, and
You
because
got
this thing's
shot.
so slippery. It was so slippery. Like I think Cool Grey had just wiped it off.
Do you know that I made good
Or Barrett.
on my thing that I said I was going to do, and many people said that was dumb. And while I was sick over the weekend, turned on Netflix. Orange is the New Black was there.
Wow.
I was like, I left off in season 5, episode 2. It's now end of season. It's done.
Yeah.
7
Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah, I dropped off after.
I
Jose
jumped
was
right to
killed.
the final episode and watched the final episode.
She get out of
What'd you
prison?
think?
Do you want me to spoil it for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Never
don't
watched
give
that
a
show.
shit.
I don't like the show.
A bomb goes off. She got out of prison. She was already out of prison by the time this episode started.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then a whole bunch of other people were in
Nothing
there
more
and
fun
stuff,
about prison drama where you're not in prison.
I mean, you know how that thing. I mean, and it didn't even unravel. It's just like you only have so much attention span for this.
I know.
No.
That, I mean, you know,
7
honestly,
seasons. Come on.
that creator, if I'm not mistaken, it's the same creator that Weeds.
Genji Cohen.
I just don't like that person's tone. I'm like,
See,
is this supposed to be funny? Is
I
this
forgot all
supposed to
about
be
that.
dramatic?
You bring up a great point. Is that I loved Weeds for the first 3 seasons, 4 seasons,
then it starts to
and
fall
then it was just
apart.
like I can't. It's just going on still.
Yeah.
What is going on?
That's every show though, and that's the thing
Not
about
Smallville.
That's the thing about
Definitely Smallville.
Glow season 3. I'm like, oh, we've mined all the good material out of this. Like, it's not that I don't.
That's so interesting because I'm really enjoying Glow. How far are you right now in the
I'm
show?
about halfway through, but let me finish my point.
Yeah, jerk.
It's no longer about the wrestling anymore, which is unfortunate. But I'm still sort of quasi enjoying. I'm enjoying just seeing these people's lives unfold.
Yeah.
But it used to be about the time period, the wrestling, and like what that meant about like women being able to do that job.
Sure.
And now it's just like, okay, we're in this weird hotel in Vegas. I don't know.
Did you watch the
enjoying it.
documentary about Glow on Netflix?
I tried. I couldn't get into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved the documentary on it, and then I thought and it was years later when they started Glow, the TV show. It was, the TV show. It's funny to watch
Wait,
that and
was it
see
a real
what they
thing?
pulled. Yeah, it was a real thing.
Get
This
the
is a
fuck
dramatization of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these,
You need to
these
go watch
characters
the
aren't real.
Glow documentary because then if you watch season 1, you're like, oh, this is
know
them
what?
recording the commercial.
Maybe I did
oh,
watch
that
the whole
character's
thing.
this.
I did watch the whole
Go
thing.
fuck
I'm
yourself.
sorry. I did
Real
watch the whole
quick,
thing.
before it goes all the way off, I want to make sure we get this. Can we get Shock Mike turned up? Tommy Freeman says, how happy is Cool Reg now that Sasha is back?
Oh man, you're gonna have to tune into WWE in Review live this Thursday to find out. G.
Patreon.com/Untitled. You give us $1, we give you Cool Greg and James Burke. Probably loaded.
Someone also asked if I was caught up on My Hero Academia. I am. I started another rewatch with Alyssa because I convinced her to watch
Nice.
it. And then after season 1 ended, she kind of talked herself out of watching the rest of it because she has like kind of fundamental problems with like tropes and animation, like anime and stuff. And we had a long conversation about it. And then at the end, she's like, I talked myself out of watching the show, and I was like, fuck. I was so close to getting you to watch and really love this show, but anyway,
happened, dude. Let it go.
And then we
Let
started
it go.
watching Suits again.
I loved Suits for a while.
Yeah,
I love
she
Suits for
loves Suits.
I think I loved Suits for 2 seasons, and then I'm like, at a certain point, whenever an entire show rests on the shoulders of this one lie,
Yeah.
at a certain point you're like, wait,
It's gonna
what can
fall
you do? This
apart.
guy can't possibly come back to his life ever.
What's the lie?
He went to Harvard.
He's not a lawyer.
Yeah,
Oh.
He never took the bar. He never passed.
yeah.
He's like a super genius that can remember everything, and he literally could actually go be a lawyer if he wanted to. He
It
just has to
seems-
pass the bar and get a law degree, but he just lied about going to Harvard.
Wow.
And then the guy that hired him finds it out, but by that time they're too deep.
So
and he's like, oh shit.
he has photographic memory.
This might be stupid, but why doesn't he just take the bar exam?
Because he already lied about being a lawyer.
But
And he already lied about Harvard. Harvard was specifically the crux.
Yeah, like
this law firm only hires people from Harvard.
Right.
And so he's like, if you're not from Harvard, we can't hire you. But he ends up running away from, I think, a drug dealer or something.
Yeah, so he
into
go-
a meeting where they're like interviewing Harvard people.
Yeah, so he secretly he gets away from the cops and goes into this interview process. And right when he walks in,
Greg.
his suitcase pops open and it's a fuck ton of weed. So the guy who hires him, Harvey, does know about his secret when hiring him,
Which is weird. 'Cause
But
you're like, why would
again,
you do
he
that?
could pass the bar in whatever state he is in, and like then it's like
You
yeah,
still
but
have to
he
get
lied
admitted
from the
to-
beginning,
what,
Kevin.
what does it fucking
He'd
matter
have
at
to
that
get
point?
admitted into Harvard.
Trust,
and
Kevin.
then
doesn't
It's
have-
trust.
Yeah.
But like if he's a competent lawyer,
But it would also then negate
already
all of
has
it. It
the
would
job.
overturn all his other verdicts.
yeah.
That
Yeah,
might-
like the reason why he
that
chose
might
him,
be
there
true.
was a
I don't
point
know. I
like
don't follow law that well.
he was trying to find someone interesting, and like he kind of looks outside at the other interviewers, and
They all suck.
they all look just like the most like douchiest like people, and he's just like, nah, I'm gonna trust my gut, go with this guy, not make him go through like all of the hoops of
Terrible gut.
Yeah, like,
You know what I mean?
but
Like, way
it
off
makes
on
for
that
a
one.
fun show,
No, I
okay,
mean,
Kevin,
and
and
so-
they've got some great rapport on that show.
Well, I mean,
Holy
I loved the
shit.
first couple seasons, and yes, to answer, I think Yasmin's question, that was where Meghan Markle came from. She
Yes.
rose to
Rachel.
prominence there, and then was just like, "Fuck this," it's better being
Who's Meghan Markle?
the princess of. She's the American
she's
actress
the
that married
Duchess
Harry.
of.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah.
Duchess of Sussex.
Yep.
Sussex.
That's right.
Friends
he nailed
with
it.
Janina
Archie, I
Gavankar.
think, is their kid's
For
name.
reals?
Yeah,
Like
she went
good
to their
friends?
wedding.
You don't remember that?
Get the
Janina
fuck
made
out.
international headlines as the woman in the weird dress.
Yep,
It was a
Wait,
really
really?
cool dress.
it was a really cool dress.
looked
Google
great.
it. Put
All right,
in
I'm on it.
My wife was like, "Damn." she
Meghan
looks
Markle
fucking
wedding
great.
weird dress or
Well, they
hot
all wear
dress,
weird
sexy
dresses, they
dress.
don't have to wear hats.
No dress.
The hats
Meghan
are
Markle
always
nude.
weird.
Put that in.
Fascinators.
Don't put any of that stuff in. Just type in Janina Gavankar like royal wedding.
Oh yeah,
and
sure.
you'll
If you
see a
want to get
picture
to,
of her.
I was trying to prove how like big it was. You didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't need Janina. You
Yeah.
know?
People are talking about. Yeah, I used to watch Suits. I also watched White Collar. That was fun for a while.
White Collar was one I couldn't
Franklin
get
and
into.
Bash, you love.
Franklin and Bash was a fucking revelation, and it's a travesty that show went off the air. And I feel bad for Mark Paul Gosselaar and all of his family because they're in dire straits now. He couldn't get cast again after that. He's out on the streets just
Wait,
selling that ass.
he couldn't get cast after Franklin and Bash.
Nah, he's been in a bunch of stuff. Mark Paul Gosselaar knows exactly where he's at. He was like, I came up on a show called Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not trying to win an Oscar.
It was
okay?
it was disturbing for me starting The Boys and having Homelander not be Mark Paul Gosselaar because he looks so much like him.
The guy they picked was great.
He's great, don't get me wrong. But in those first few episodes, you have to train yourself to get over it.
Really?
Where that's not Zach.
Oh, I thought, and the guy reminded me so much of Bradley Cooper that I couldn't get over it. The actor is like so Bradley Cooper. Like he reminds me of Bradley Cooper from Wedding Crashers, where he's like super sweet one second, and then he's just
wow.
a piece of shit the next second.
Yeah.
I forget he's in that movie.
He's
Shaved
great.
head, super
Yeah.
weird.
That's how he got. That's how he got famous
That's so weird.
because he was like he
this
played
the
such a
outfit?
great
Yeah.
dick. Yeah, that's the one.
I feel like she's trying to look like a Harry Potter like wizard.
Hey,
Well,
it worked.
it is
They
England.
loved you.
I fucking love it. Don't get me wrong.
Kevin, you've probably never been to England before, but everyone looks and sounds like Harry Potter there.
Oh, hey, Governor.
I love that. Like one of the headlines: Meghan Markle friends. Who is Janina Gavankar?
Yeah, that was yeah. There was a lot of that going on.
Like it'd be like if you were decided to get married to like Canadian royalty, and we all
Sure.
went to your wedding, and people were like, who is that cool guy that's slightly shorter than Greg, but kind of looks like Greg?
Sure.
He's wearing a cool hat.
Yeah,
Literally
you'd
no
be
one would
wearing
say
some
that.
kind of weird Oppo suit.
Obviously. What is that?
Appo?
What's an Appo suit?
It's like the
Oppo
nerd
suit.
suits. Like
Oppo suit.
Oh, I don't wear that shit.
Oh, you know, then
You know
what
why?
happened?
You know
Let me just
You know
tell
why I
you.
wear that shit?
Let me just tell you what happened
Because
in
here's
your
what-
own
here's what
fucking
happens.
dream. Then
Here's
you know
what-
what
no.
happened?
Here's
that
what happens in
happened.
this dream.
That happened. And who was that man? Josh McCouga.
Yeah.
Josh
You know what?
McCouga was the friend
And
everybody
then I
picked
swear
up.
to God, and here's the thing:
All
if
right,
I swear
I'm
to
outta
God,
here.
if I have to fucking see
getting
another one of
way
those
too
Apple suits
intense in here.
stuffed into that closet, I'm gonna throw up. I'm
God
gonna throw up.
forbid one of us try on our shows.
I try on every one of my shows. I drank Mountain Dew for people. Do you know how much sugar is in Mountain Dew? I do.
No, I don't.
I got
Should we
hopped
get
up
more
on that
nugs?
shit.
Should we get more nugs? Those spicy nugs are so good.
They were really good, but you had your shot.
Who ordered those
Who are
nugs? Because I'll say this, and I know who ordered it. It's a revolving question. It's a rhetorical question. I know who ordered it.
A good old revolving
I'm just
question.
saying, when
My
I said,
favorite
"Are you
kind.
ordering lots of nugs?" to this person who shall not be named, she was like, "Yeah, I'm Joey. I want to order all these nugs." And then I get in there, a plate of 3 nugs is what I got left over.
Yeah,
I like that's where you went with it because I thought it was gonna be. And then that person said, "Yeah, I'm ordering a lot of nugs, and I'm also booking us in a small theater." I'm Joey.
Now this person who is, I'm not going to talk about.
Don't name
Joey
names.
pulled me
It's
aside and said,
embarrassing.
"Stop making fun of me for the small theater."
I think I was on the
experience."
show,
I
or
don't
I
think I
listened
said
to your
it
show.
about that. I think I said it about Mario Party.
Oh yeah, I'm not allowed to play you in Mario
play
Party
this
ever
game
again.
anymore with you, monsters.
You guys are fucking mean. You know?
It's true.
People are saying it's stuttering.
Are they saying that?
Yes, they're saying it.
Let me try.
King
something.
Frog B says, "Yeah, it's stuttering."
And
would
the
it,
nano
would,
Slightly
it,
shorter.
would it surprise you that I'm running an experiment?
No, not at all.
What? What are you laughing at? Do we
Do you
not
really
just
need
get...
to ask that?
Yeah, I do. Do you not expect me to run an experiment with all the new shit that we got? Think, you fucking moron.
He got you. He fucking nailed you. You know what I mean?
I
What new
feel
shit
nailed
did we
right
get?
now.
A giant NAS system?
Oh, but that's affecting this
Question
thing.
mark?
Yeah.
How did you not know about that, you fucking moron?
No, but like,
Once
So
every
like, wait,
second.
no,
I hate you guys so much.
I'm legitimately
because like
interested.
you know that what's up?
I'm legitimately interested. So we got this new thing that's like a
I'm
cloud
trying to-
server.
Yeah. What I'm trying to set up is that this computer that I have right here is
Yeah.
connected directly to it,
Uh-huh.
and I can do file transfers of massive files. Like
Gotcha.
right now, I was just moving a 50 gig file. It took 7 minutes. Just finished.
Is that good?
Yeah, no, it's
Thank
really
you.
good.
Okay.
And then theoretically, on Cool Greg's computer, he can now open this file, drag it onto his desktop, or just edit from it.
Gotcha.
It's very exciting stuff.
Gotcha.
And it worked. Now, the main issue is that Andy also was testing out some stuff.
Sure.
And now whenever we bump it up from the normal...
Andy, come in here. Get back here. Whenever we bump it up from.
The normal 6,500 kilobytes to what I like to do for YouTube, which is the 1,600 kilobytes, it buffers.
I don't want this.
I just want to call out again how good Andy looks in these
New
glasses.
movement, man.
He doesn't need glasses.
New movement. Kevin, but there's so much blue
Let me
light
see it.
everywhere.
There
you don't
isn't. Those are
understand.
yellow lights.
You don't know how bad the blue lights are for you until you cut them out and realize we're all living in a world of blue light, Kevin.
Now my eyes are just like, what
I
is
know,
this?
right? It's sunlight.
What is this reality, Kevin?
Can I try your cool glasses on?
I don't know.
They're cool.
I don't like blue anymore.
They're cool.
Uh,
You don't burn blue? You burn no
Oh my god. I don't see a difference.
Also,
How do you feel it, though?
blue. Yeah, you feel it, man. It's a feeling. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Theoretically, in the future, we could upload all of party modes, like all the assets to it, and then Andy should then be able to just leave whatever work he's doing here, and then if he wanted to go home and edit, he can just pick it up where.
Gotcha.
I don't have to
Pick
take
up
all
the-
these files home
Yeah.
and upload them onto my little laptop.
How's the Borderlands edit coming?
Oh man, it's a nightmare. It keeps freezing, dude.
What?
It's like I don't know,
Oh.
man. I keep blue screening every fucking 15 minutes.
That's-
I'm like,
that's
I'm just
crazy.
saving every goddamn second I have.
I don't understand.
I'll make
what-
one cut on audio, raise your volume, save. Lower mine,
No, let me
save.
ask you this question.
It's a
Do you
fucking
also have
nightmare.
Photoshop open?
No.
There's
I
your problem.
just
Are you,
have
are you
Premiere
streaming Twitch at the same time too?
open. No, I have nothing open. I'm running at like fucking a fourth of the resolution, and for some reason, Premiere's just a bitch,
It just
dude.
that doesn't make any sense. That computer should be able to handle it completely.
Yeah. Oh, that.
Yeah.
Well,
Chat, before we go away and start the actual show, is the things looking good? We're less stuttering. I'm not anything on my end that would indicate that we would have some sort of issue. So please let me know.
People are saying Borderlands edit. Yeah, I thought I talked about this earlier. The tweet I put up, or that I read is we're doing a Borderlands party mode. It'll go live tomorrow on Patreon. Everywhere else, Thursday. Everywhere else being YouTube.
Don't tell anyone it's a secret, all right?
No, it's not a secret. We can publicize it.
Nah, it's
I
cooler if
publicized
it's
it.
a secret. You know what I mean, dude?
you finished that Bobbit documentary?
I did.
What'd you think?
It's a ride, man.
It is a ride.
I cracked up a lot during Games Daily yesterday because Tim mentioned James Burke, and I started laughing. And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Do you know who Lorena Bob enlarged when it got put
Right.
back?"
It got enlarged?
He had a botched peanut. I don't want to ruin the documentary for you.
I don't know.
it's
that
been
I'm-
a long
Where
one.
is
It's like
it?
8
Where is
episodes.
it?
It's on Amazon.
On Amazon?
It's really good. Yeah, they cut it off. They put it back on, and then
It worked fine.
I think the enlargement was because he wanted a bigger dick, didn't he?
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
that's-
it just didn't work. Well, I didn't know if it was part of the surgery of like.
Oh
hey,
no. It's years
smaller
later.
now.
It
Yeah,
was
that's
years
what I
later.
thought.
No. He's just like, I'm gonna get a bigger dick. I'm doing porn.
Yeah.
And it totally fucked up his dick
He's
and
doing
disfigured it.
porn?
He was.
He was
got the
not. He's
disfigured
not.
dick.
Let's put it this way. He's not a very smart man.
John Benet Ramsey?
God
No.
damn it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kind of Funny podcast. John Ramsey's not a smart man. God damn it, Tim. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer /producer, Nick Scarpino.
Oh my god, you could have been farther off from that one. Literally polar opposite of human beings. John Benet
But
Ramsey.
another headline, right? Another headline from
Another
the
documentary.
90s.
Yeah, that is true.
I haven't watched
Same
that one.
time period.
I haven't
I
watched
did.
that. What's
It's
it on?
weird. It was weird.
It was weird.
Which
It was on
one's it?
Netflix, right?
Yeah, it was a Netflix one.
I forget what it was called, but it was the way they shot it and did the reenactments and stuff. It was like it was weird. I remember there was something weird about it, with like the people like talking to the camera.
We sound so stupid right now just saying, there's something weird. I don't remember what it was, but I'm right there with you. There was something really
what
weird
had happened was
about it.
I think the way they did the
Oh,
interviews.
because it was sets. It was
sets. That's what it was.
That was in a like studio, like a production studio.
Yeah.
But like you saw behind the scenes.
That's what it was. They interviewed the people, and they didn't tell them it was a documentary. They told them it was like they were going to be cast as something or other, right?
Yeah.
And then they sprung it on them at the end, like, "Hey, you're in a
piecing this
documentary." And they were
together.
like, "What? That's
documentary
fucking
about
weird."
what?
About John Rene.
No, I'm the actor in the scene. Sorry.
They basically were like, "Hey, we're doing a reenactment or a retelling of the John Benet Ramsey, like the story and like who killed her and all that stuff." And then they interviewed real people, and then afterward they were like, "Oh, by the way, this is for a documentary." And they're like, "What the fuck?" It was the whole thing was put
That
together
sounds
very,
terrible. I
very
don't want to
weird.
watch that. What I did watch last night, by the way, this is Forbes 30 Under 30, a.k.a. Second Best Baby Blues, a.k.a. the verified one at Tim Gettys.
That's what I was.
I watched the documentary yesterday, the HBO one, right, about the I Love You Now Die or whatever.
Oh, about the girl that told her boyfriend to kill himself. How was
Yeah.
that?
It was awesome.
That's fucked.
Two
up.
big parts. I mean, I mean, the John. Hang out my head. The fucking Bobbit one. That
Yeah.
one I thought was way
Offside?
harder to watch and like more fucked up and stuff and like more
Yeah.
graphic for sure.
Oh, yeah.
This one's fucked up, but it's also like tells a really compelling story where you got to the end and it was like the judge is going away to deliberate, right? And it's like me and Jen are like, well, fuck it, where are you at? Like, how do you feel right now?
Yeah.
Do you think it's beyond a reasonable doubt that
Are
this
you
woman?
familiar with the story? Do you remember this like a couple years ago or 3 years ago? Yeah. Fucking weird, crazy shit.
Yeah.
I was about to watch that over the weekend. I'm like, I feel like this is going to be intense.
It's great though. It was
So
really,
I
it was
think
really well done.
Was it?
Yeah, really well done with their
Where
interviews
was
and stuff. Oh,
HBO.
Massachusetts.
No,
Oh, sorry.
HBO was great.
HBO.
Yeah,
it's on
yeah,
HBO.
yeah. I watched it on Amazon where my HBO is tied, so it's hard for me to tell sometimes, but I'm pretty sure it's HBO.
HBO documentaries are fucking awesome.
The reason I brought that up though is because when you do watch it, and I highly recommend it, just text me when you get there.
Okay.
Because there's one moment where they're doing all these great interviews and they're clearly in the people's houses and talking to them and yada yada. And then there's one dude where clearly he must have been the first interview and when they had a completely different vision for what this is. Maybe it's just the producer in me that I'm around you so much. Oh, he popped up and I was like, whoa. And Jen's like, what? I'm like, why is this guy? Everybody else in their home, like these nice environments, maybe even man on the street interviews. This dude's like in a parking garage with an ominous red light behind him. Like, who did this?
Yeah, they were like, we need to go back and reshoot that, and that
Yeah.
guy's like, no, we're not.
No, I'm
doing
dead.
this.
I'll
That's
never say the
interesting.
same things again.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
You watched Whitney Cummings instead.
Oh, I did. That's exactly how it worked. I watched her, and then I watched Ron White's comedy special. We went down a rabbit hole. Whitney's was good. Actually, I liked your special a lot.
Really? I hated it. I don't think I can hate it more.
This is a new
I,
Netflix special.
I liked it because I liked the first maybe 30 minutes of it. I think the last bit was. This is always a problem I have with hour-long specials. Is that there's always a good 20 minutes in there where you're like, I don't need this. And all the stuff with the sex robot stuff that Whitney closes with, I'm like, that is really funny for 5 minutes, and it is 30 minutes
That's
of
the
her
thing. She did
special.
not close with it. Well, I mean, I guess technically
I mean, she did. She did.
So here's the thing. This is full spoilers for Whitney Cummings' stand-up special. I say, do not
can't-
watch this. Do not watch this
Oh, I
special.
thought-
it is an abomination.
I had some good laughs out of it.
There was a couple good laughs. Like in the first 20 minutes, there was one thing involving a credit card that made me laugh out loud.
Is it doing the thing with like
Yeah.
your friends where you take a notebook and put it in the butt crack?
With her butt.
It's in the trailer for if
Never-
you
I
ever
haven't
watch
seen
it.
it, no.
But she talks about a large portion of her stand-up is about Me Too and like how that's changed men, women, how we interact with each other. And she goes, there used to be a guy in my office that would go through and do the credit card thing in my ass. He would swipe his hand through my ass. She goes, he's like, but I used to love it. I would be like, denied. She goes, that's on me. That's on me. Okay.
That's a good
that
joke.
one's mine.
That's a funny
So it's a
joke.
good, it's a lot of that of like, I like her style of saying, hey, we're going to talk about this thing, but I'm going to talk about it from this perspective. I think it was, I thought it was balanced and fun.
I thought it was very tired. Nothing. It was just well-treaded territory that we've seen
Yeah.
a million times, especially on Netflix stand-up specials in the last
that's
year.
also the problem. Sorry, that's also the problem with these specials is that if you want to be contemporary and relevant, and you have to develop this over 2 years, good fucking luck. Because by the time it hits audiences now, we've already heard all the stuff. We've already heard all of her commentary. Like I watched it with my wife, and she's like, "It's good," but I've heard that before.
Like,
I've seen
literally 10
articles
times.
about that. I've seen all these things.
Totally.
But I thought I got a kick out of it because I liked her perspective on some stuff.
So the thing is, it's like there was one reason she did this special. She had one joke that she's like, you know what, this is fucking
This is
funny,
worth it.
and this is worth it. She spends 20 minutes setting up this whole Me Too thing and like how things have changed, and then she starts talking about sex robots. Literally 20 minutes into this hour-long special.
Okay, I'm with you.
Starts talking about sex robots, and it starts as like, oh yeah, here's some funny sex robot jokes, like sure, but then she keeps talking about sex robots, and you're like, this is weird. No one thinks about sex robots as much as you are.
Yeah.
Ever like putting.
Well,
out into
she
the
also
world.
says the thing. She's like, everyone's worried that sex robots are
And-
going to take over, and you're like, I see where you're going with this, but no one's worried about that.
And then she starts, it's like maybe 25 minutes in, maybe 27 minutes. I'll even, give her a little extra time. She's just like, oh yeah. And like the big worry is everyone's all worried that sex robots are going to replace women. Sex robots are going to replace intimacy and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't know that many people are worried about it. About 40 minutes in, she's still talking about sex robots.
No, 20
Still-
minutes on the robot sex
Dude,
robots?
oh
It's a lot.
yeah. Still talking about the sex robots. And it's just getting progressively more and more like talking about all the different intricacies and like where they're at and what they're going to replace and the pros and the cons and stuff. And it's like this bit ran out a long fucking time ago. Then about 50 minutes in, she's like, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I have something to introduce to you. And a fucking garage door opens and a sex
The whole
robot of her
backlog.
comes out.
She actually had a Whitney Cummings sex doll made for like $8,000 or whatever it is. And that was like ended up being part of the shtick. And I thought there was some
That
fun
was
back and forth
the
there.
shtick. It was just like, here's a
was her
sex
closer,
robot
yeah.
that looks, it's me as a sex robot. And then like they made some stupid, she's like, it's going to replace comedians. And it makes some jokes. And they're like, bye.
But what's crazy is in the credits,
Yeah.
they actually they
credit
made
the
a
robot?
little but they made a little mini documentary about how she actually went down and like contracted the company, and they have to like do the molds of her face and her body and all that stuff. And I was like, I'm more fascinated by that than I was by the last like 15 minutes of your stand-up.
So
Like,
of
I want
course,
to see
what
that
did I do?
documentary.
I took it. I was like, okay, now I'm interested in the sex robot. So I guess her goal was accomplished. But so there you go. Please
freaky.
bring this up, Kevin. That is her sex robot doll
Wow.
that she made. And so, of course, I started looking into this, and I didn't really understand. Like, I don't know what a sex
God,
doll
you have a
is.
sex robot now?
But no, well, I went to Pornhub first, and I was just like, sex doll.
Here-
Just see,
wait.
shit gets real
There's a-
graphic.
Here's a
There's a
question,
really good-
Kevin. This is a question just for you. Only you can answer this question.
Here we go.
If
Science
Tim-
with Kev.
If Tim got a sex doll, would it be a Gia sex doll or a Tim
It
sex
would
doll?
100% be a Tim sex.
Yeah, you would. You
With
the
a
sick
much
fucker that would get
bigger
yourself.
penis.
I mean, is that sick or what the fuck? No.
there's
But, yep, I look into this.
Yeah.
Because, of course, what's my first thought? KFAF.
Yeah, we got to get an Andy sex doll.
I was
Oh
like,
my
we gotta get an
God.
anti-sex doll.
Yep.
Like that was the first thought,
Yep.
and I look into it. So sex dolls that look like that if you can bring it up. So like realistic people, and like it's all like supposed to feel like real silicone
Sure.
and shit. Silicone. I don't know what the fuck.
It feels real. That's what you mean.
It feels real, and when you watch the porno videos, wow, it really looks like
Well,
it
it's
feels real.
Silicon Valley, right?
Silicon.
Silicon is the material.
Then what's silicone?
Right?
No, silicone,
Silicone
is,
is the
material.
plastic
Silicon
material.
is the
Valley.
The
The
Regardless,
Kumeo.
you can
stuff they
buy
make
a
chips
like
out of.
real life looking motherfucker for $2,000. -ish.
Dude, easy.
With like light customization options too.
Sure.
I was
How
pretty
much?
impressed. About $2K. And you-
I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I solemnly swear, if you let me buy a 2K Andy sex doll,
No, so
I
that's
will
the
not
problem.
spend any more money on KFA for the rest
You
of
don't
believe
you.
You don't mean
Wow.
that at all.
it's about $8K to get a fully customed Andy.
I swear that I
We
won't
know we're
spend
doing
any money
January
on
5th.
Yeah, exactly.
Get the
Oh my
thermometer
God.
out.
Yes. KFAF co-host sex doll Andy.
And
We'll
then
call him sex
after
doll
they
Andy.
end, and we could do then is just send it. We could do a thing where on Patreon after we get the doll, right? You get into this tier, and then we ship it to you, and then you ship it to the next person, and it's kind of like it's passed
It's like
around.
Amelie, where they keep shipping the
The
gnome
gnome,
places,
not
take
a gnome.
pictures
The
of the
traveling
sex
gnome.
doll so that people. Here's my question:
You
Do we-
can't have sex with the doll.
Do we call the sex doll Andy, or do we just call Andy sex doll Andy, and then the doll is just doll?
I think we, you know what? This is the Kind of Funny podcast each and every week. 4, sometimes 3 best friends gather on this table, each bringing their lives and whatever they want to talk about to the table to talk to you about the things they want to talk about. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny where you can get each and every episode early, watch us record it live, get it ad-free, get it with the pre and post show featuring the rest of the Kind of Funny cast, or if you don't want to give us any money and get it early and have all those cool bonuses, no big deal. You can wait till Friday and get it on youtube.com/kindafunny, roosterteeth.com, and podcast services around the globe as one big video with ads, no pre and post show, no anybody else, except for the people who eventually stumble in here and do things. Housekeeping for you. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Mark Starvagi, Andy usually corrects me.
Baji.
He's not
Starvagi,
here.
I think.
Vaji. I want to call him Mark from now on.
Mark's Starvinator.
Kieran O'Donnell, Sam Davis. Today we're brought to you by Hims. If you're watching this on Friday, remember we're in Toronto right now. You can come see us. Canadian National Exhibition. Me, Tim, and Andy.
Yeah.
Up there rocking to
Crushing
CNE.
it.
Nick, not there. Not rocking it.
No, I'm not gonna be
Nick
there,
down here in
unfortunately.
America. Somebody's got to hold down America for us.
They
Nick.
only let me into Toronto once a year, so I'll catch the tail end of the other one.
That's what I like to hear. Tim,
Yes.
not only did you want to talk about something today, you want to talk about 2 things.
3 things, actually.
3 things now.
There was a breaking news thing at the last minute. I sent it to Assets. There's 2 things that I saw coming up. Now, because we're going to Toronto this weekend, I'm going to miss out on Screencast, so I had to talk about the stand-up thing there, and I'm going to miss out on Internet Explorers. So there's 2 Internet Explorers things that would have made the cut had Nick and I been on the show. But we're going to have to do this now. So Keaton Patty. I haven't read this whole thing yet.
It's amazing.
Can you bring this up, Kev?
Yep.
Tweets out, I forced a bot to watch over 1,000 hours of Batman movies and then asked it to write a Batman movie of its own. Here's the first page.
Is there 1,000 hours of Batman movies?
I think just over and over.
Oh, I see.
Or maybe like cartoons. and shit
Interior
too.
traditional Batcave.
Batman stands next to his Batmobile and uses his Bat computer. He's sometimes Bruce Wayne, sometimes Batman.
You be Batman, I'll
All
be
times
Alfred.
orphan.
Okay. This is now a safe city. I've punched a penguin into prison.
Alfred, Batman's loyal battler, carries a tray of goth ham.
Eat a dinner. Mattress Wayne.
An explosion explodes. The Joker and Two-Face enter the cave. Joker is a clown, but insane. Two-Face is a man, but attorney.
No, it is Two-Face and One-Face. They hate me for being a bat.
Batman throws Alfred at Two-Face. Two-Face flips Alfred like a coin. Alfred lands heads up, which means Two-Face goes home.
It is just you and I, the Joker. Bat versus clown. Moral enemies.
I am such a freak. Society is bad. You drink water. I drink anarchy.
I drink bats just like a bat would.
Batman looks around for his parents, but they're still dead.
Yeah.
This makes him have anger. He fires a bat rocket. The Joker deflects it with his sixth sense of humor, a clownly power.
I have never followed a rule. That is my rule. Do you follow? I don't.
Alfred, give birth to Robin.
Alfred begins the process since it's his job. The Joker now has a present in his hand. He juggles it over to Batman.
Happy Bat Day, Birthman.
Batman opens the present since he's a good guy. It contains a coupon for new parents, but is expired. This is a Joker joke.
This is
Scene.
This is it. This is the end of the world. I feel like Jerry Bruckheimer would look at that and be like, "Let's run with it.
Publish it, go."
This is finished.
Yeah, I like how the guy who wrote it put in the thing where he started tagging like Ben Affleck and all these different people. We're just like, "Hey, you gonna make this movie for me now?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it, dude.
That's a funny joke, and it's blown up.
It's real good, real good. And then I saw this. The caption of this is just nobody died.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
I've seen this one before.
I've never seen this.
Enjoy. Is there a volume or no? Not this clip of it.
Oh shit!
Oh my god.
If you're an audio listener, it's the one where they're getting ready to jump out of a skydiving plane and then they run into another plane.
Oh my god.
It throws
Chaos ensues.
people out. There's fire. You see another plane, the other plane tumbling without a wing.
No
What
way.
the
No
fuck?
way
How
that
did
plane.
nobody die?
Parachutes, man. They all
And
got
so
parachutes.
that was a big thing is, so the guy
Why would
captioned
the
it that.
pilot be
Does he
wearing a
know?
parachute?
The guy that
Or
I
do you think he
mean,
just he's like, this could be a good video to post, but like, I don't want to get shit.
the guy that in that other Cessna is dead.
I mean, the guy in this Cessna's dead. Look at the pilot right
Whichever plane is flying without the wing.
here. This guy right here. This pilot. Look at him.
What? He's fine.
Where'd he go?
Oh,
He's
that
in the
plane
Cessna.
is-
And the Cessna is tumbling over.
Yeah, there's got to be a pilot of this plane that's still piloting the plane.
Yeah,
isn't
well,
it?
I think
Oh.
you're confusing the Cessnas. Rewind it. It's like the JFK video. All right,
Back and
bring
to
it
the
up.
left.
So right here is plane 1. It collides with plane 2.
And
Right.
it just
Right.
goes away. It's gone now.
So there's a
Let it
shoulder
play.
of a
Just
guy
let
right-
it play, Kev.
What I'm saying is there's a pilot in that
This
plane
guy,
right
yes,
there.
here.
Yes. Yeah.
See
Yeah.
it? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's
go.
probably 2 pilots, right?
No, just one.
Single Cessna would be just one, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh my god.
This guy goes, fuck, I gotta go. This shit's on fire.
Yeah.
Just later, Larry. Sorry, you're dead.
And that
And-
Cessna is just exploding.
That is not a Cessna.
What is that?
Well, first off,
sun?
the wing over there at
There's
the
no
bottom.
balls of fire in the sky, you fucking psychopath.
The plane in the bottom corner is plane 2.
Okay, but
That is
that's-
not plane A.
This is plane A.
No, it isn't. That's some shit that flew off. Rewind.
that looks
Look,
like a
there's
fiery
the
wing.
shit right there. You can see it coming. The plane didn't get incredibly small. It's not a fucking
it's a little
snake.
plane,
This is
Greg.
yeah. I feel like that is the wing from the plane on fire, Kevin, because it's probably
Maybe.
fuel
Okay.
burning off.
Yeah.
See, Greg's
And
right.
so this is the plane.
That's plane B.
That's the one
plane
that
2.
hit them.
That's the one that
That
hit
guy
us.
is dead.
That is plane 2.
What the fuck happened to plane 1? He's still in it?
Yes.
He must,
no.
Oh, maybe
no.
he is still in it.
Yeah, plane 1 is behind us right now in the POV.
Oh, you're right.
The
You're
guy
right. He's
is
right,
still
Kevin.
in the plane.
This guy jumps out of plane 1 right here. He's now free of plane 1.
That's plane 1's wing right there. Because
The
he's got
homie with
he's
the camera is still in the plane.
Bro, yeah. No,
I
no,
think
no, no.
he
no.
is. I don't
He's
think he left.
jumping out of the plane. It's on fire. The plane has now turned to a ball of fire.
That is, you're an idiot.
What do you mean?
What?
Fire doesn't just float.
That's the fire right there.
Yeah, I know.
Rewind. You can see right here. What? Go, 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 go.
I feel like
That's
It
No, the-
explodes.
That is not an explosion
That's
of
the
plane
plane
1.
like-
That is not plane 1 exploding.
The
This is-
explosion
this is
explodes.
plane 1,
The
right?
Batman
Yes.
jumps out.
He's jumping out, and fire.
You think that little triangle encompasses the entire plane?
I don't know what the fuck it is.
It's the
The
wing,
wing.
from plane 1 probably, or the canopy from plane 2. No,
I
I'm
feel
sorry.
like we
It's the
should-
wing from plane 2 or the canopy from plane 1.
This is let's say it's the wing of plane 1.
Get me the fucking whiteboard and a marker.
Oh Christ! Here we go.
I just don't understand. Like, here, look, the plane. He's right next to the body of the plane, correct?
Right.
And now he's jumping out.
Right.
And, like-
but again, how small do you think the plane is that could get over there like that?
Well, no, the plane is clearly right here.
That's plane 2.
No, that's plane 1.
No, it isn't. Plane 1 did not move that quickly.
Yes, free fall, man.
Look at
Free fall, dude.
Kevin, all right, here's my thing, all right?
Also,
Rewind it a little bit more.
Wait,
Like,
more
first off,
importantly, wait.
Yeah, I'm listening,
More
I'm listening.
importantly, all right, clearly plane here doesn't have a wing, correct?
yeah.
All right? And there's probably still a pilot in here, right?
Yeah.
Why would the pilot be wearing a parachute?
He was prepared for this incident.
No fucking way. This pilot has to be dead.
First off, I'm not even arguing the are they alive thing.
That's what I was arguing.
Okay. Then-
They're all dead. The pilots are dead. There's no way. I'm sure there's got to be a news article about this.
Sure
I'm
there's.
trying to find it. I'm trying to find
with
some
all due
more.
respect, this is an old video. I've seen this a long time.
Hey,
ago.
fuck you.
Internet Explorers is
Hey, the
nothing.
beeps are on our side.
True. See.
Oh
so
my
hold on.
god,
Bam.
that's so terrifying.
Also, I don't understand why this guy is not. There's no panic. In his. What the fuck is happening?
So yeah, it comes in. There's
Like
the
at no
collision.
point, I look. At no point.
Above the plane.
At no point does he look back to the pilot to be like, "Hey, something's wrong."
The plane rapidly approaching us from the bottom.
Now here's the thing about it is number
God.
one, well, I mean, it all happens so fast. But number two as well, they're planning this jump with the other plane. They must have been coming in to try to get close to jump out
That
together.
would be my
right?
guess because you feel like they're like a skydiving squad.
You
They
think
all have
that's
the
really-
matching
Grab
things.
hands.
They have
Yeah,
the matching.
yeah.
You think they were transferring plane to plane, drug dealers?
No, but have you seen
Wow,
those people
smart.
that do that with the they fly into the other plane with the squirrel seats?
Oh
I've seen
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
that's
fucking
cool
awesome.
Stuff. That's cool stuff.
Super dangerous.
What is this? Is this a Joey trap?
Joey's.
No, that's not mine. That's Chloe's.
Oh,
From a week ago? Oh, why is it red? I'm joking. I know.
I don't understand how you don't think.
After listening to this conversation, can we suspend science with Kevin? Because clearly doesn't know what's going on.
What the fuck, Joey? What are you talking about?
Great wings of fire.
Joey, what do you like? You don't think that this plane that's falling is the original plane that we started in?
It was like we did this one
She
other
walked
time on a
away.
podcast. I think
She
it was like a
walked
year
away.
ago. And I remember looking in the chat and people just being like, "My fucking brain is broken. Stop talking about this."
Not behind him. You guys are
I mean, this
crazy.
guy. Look at click on this and see if people in the chat or in that thread know what happened.
There's a plane up here. You see that?
No, I don't think that's the plane. I think that's part of. I think the guy's got a fisheye lens, and it's part of the plane he's in. I think that's the tail of the plane that he's in.
That's very possible.
Do you see how
That's
fisheye it
very-
is? It's
that's-
super wide
Nick,
angle lens.
That's very possible.
See that?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Well,
I
dial
wanna
it back
get-
a little bit.
I
Dial
want
it
to
back.
get to the. I want to get to the bottom of
Nut
this.
of this.
Dial
I
what
want to
back?
get to the
Dial it back
ground
just a
floor
little
of
bit.
this.
Now let it go for me.
Someone in the chat
Ground
has
zero.
Just let it go for me.
That's
Let it go.
Yeah, okay.
What?
I'm checking out the fisheye lens part of it. That's all.
Well, I don't know if this guy
Now,
ever.
hold on, right,
I see.
so,
Here's the
like-
thing. I don't know if the guy ever left the plane.
Now,
Did
here's
he
a-
ever leave the plane?
Which pilot?
The guy that's filming this, does he fall? Is he falling to
He's
the ground?
definitely out of the plane
Or is he
and
still
falling.
hanging out of the plane?
He's definitely out of the plane once this. But don't do
like,
it yet.
look,
Kev.
the ground's not
It
getting
froze.
bigger.
It's broken.
Well,
The
good,
ground's
because
not getting
here's the bigger way to solve this problem. Of are we watching a plane one or two go into a death roll with
How
one
did-
wing?
Why laugh? Why laugh at this?
Because this is what the podcast is. This is
Sure.
I don't know. This just got added to. Now we're here debating this. Here's what I'm going to give you, Kevin. All right? Because you know, if there's anything Greg Miller likes, it's winning an argument. All right? He
yeah,
doesn't
I'm
like
listening.
getting dunked on, scored
I'm
on,
listening.
shit on, pissed on, fucked on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I want you to do, Kevin, is it might prove me wrong,
I'm listening.
but and I thought you were going to throw it in my face, and I wasn't going to be able to refute it yet. To figure out if the plane in the death spiral is plane 1 or plane 2, we have to figure out who lost that top wing. Now, at the trajectory they were hitting, I think your common Kevin logic would tell you plane 1 lost its wing, which it might have as well.
I mean, my thing is the ball of fire that then, which I assume is the wing itself getting ripped off and immediately becoming fire. Hey, I don't understand how it works, guys. And then people are just like, how is the plane in front of them? The plane is moving still. It still has a rudder.
Yeah,
that's
everything's still
fucking
going. That's the thing about-
No,
that's the
no
thing
shit.
about-
The plane is gonna be in front of him.
That's the thing you don't
because the
realize
dude
about
is just free falling.
skydiving is that everything is still going forward. Like when you leave the plane, you still have this kind of a trajectory.
The thing that I'm most impressed by is how fast the plane comes from the bottom.
I
It
mean,
goes so fast.
I mean, yeah. If a plane's coming up and the other guy's going down, you're gonna
Yeah.
slam into it. I've never seen a midair collision like that though. That's terrifying.
yeah.
That is so fucking scary.
Good thing they're all paying parachutes. Not
This
to
is
mention,
why I
since
think
we know
people
the
should-
story, maybe nobody died because they were planning for this. Maybe this is the plan.
Let me ask you a question.
Maybe.
Get a really cool video.
When you get on planes,
Yeah.
commercial planes, do you ever think, why don't we wear parachutes when we're on these things?
No.
I do.
Because we're gonna get if my plane goes down, it's not going down slowly.
I always
It's
thought like
blown up midair and nobody knows why. We
in
all
a-
make up a story.
But in a perfect world, wouldn't it be cool if when you sat in, you strapped in, and when you strap,
Anything
like
could
part of
happen.
the chair is
100%.
a parachute,
Sure.
and you can just hit a button,
shit.
and it just ejects you out the window.
oh, what the fuck? Do we have a different angle on it, Kevin? Kevin, did you just change the fucking game?
shit!
There's the wing. It was a wing.
It's like
It's not a
everybody's
wing.
dead.
That's the back.
That's
but like
shit.
that could be
That's
way
just
after.
yeah. This is
that
the
could be
mangled
way
heat
after.
that as it hit the ground.
All right, come on.
This is so terrifying.
This is all right. Just Just a bunch
If
of
nobody died, it's cool.
That's Hans.
I don't think anyone died.
It's Hans.
All right, this is just footage of their. Hold on one second.
Wait,
Let me-
this guy. I thought did we see a flash? of
Yeah,
him?
I saw a screen that looked like it had more footage in it.
Yeah, we all. Oh, it's weird.
Right there. What is
Well,
that?
okay, that's just a picture of the video.
Hey, man, it's good enough.
It's just a
Fuck
picture.
NBC. Let's go.
But we can't
But
tell.
as
which
you
wing.
see, plane 2 is missing a wing.
Or is that plane 1 with plane 2 on above it now? Because plane 2 not that hurt.
Not that hurt.
Plane 2 got pissed and came back for revenge in a footage we
Wait,
didn't
why don't
see.
we just read this article?
Wait,
All right, let's scroll back and stop, and I'll get you.
Wait,
Skydiving instructor Mike Robinson was at 12,000 feet, just seconds away from his fourth and final jump of the day when a second plane carrying other skydivers struck the aircraft he was in, sending them all tumbling toward the ground. None of the 9 skydivers or 2 pilots sustained serious injury.
Wow.
When the 2 planes collided in midair Saturday evening in the far northwest Wisconsin near Lake Superior. Officials with the Federal Aviation Administration were in the area Sunday. Robinson, an instructor and safety advisor for skydiving Superior, said skydivers had gone up for the last jump of the day, called the sunset load.
It's Tuesday and Nick's up against the wall.
I'm calling it from now on. If I ever have sex midday, I'm calling it the sunset load. Baby, ready for the sunset load?
She's like, what is wrong
Oh my
with
god!
you?
It was supposed to be a routine jump and a fun one for Robinson, who usually jumps as a trainer. Kevin, scroll down, please. All of the skydivers were instructors or coaches, and had hundreds, if not thousands, of jumps under their belt. It was Robinson's 937th jump. We all do this all the time," said Robinson said. "We just don't know what happened for sure that caused this. I'll give you a huge clue, Robinson. One plane hit another plane. It had something to do with
Holy
the fact
shit.
that planes aren't supposed to hit each other." What, Tim?
We're about to get some
He
facts.
and 3 other skydivers were in the lead plane, and all 4 had climbed onto the step of the side of the Cessna 182 and were poised to jump. The plane behind theirs had 5 skydivers on board, 3 in position to jump, and 2 more inside the plane at the ready. Quote, "We were just a few seconds away from having a normal skydive when the trail plane came over the top of the lead aircraft and came down on the top of it," he said. "It turned into a big flash fireball, and the wings separated. All of us knew we had a
what
crash."
plane? There's some facts here.
No, yeah, here's the problem. We were thinking about this all wrong. Plane 1 was actually plane 2. And plane
understand
2 was plane 1.
What's the lead plane? What's not the lead plane?
fuck the
the
lead
lead
plane?
plane was the one underneath.
All right, guys, everyone, calm the fuck down.
How do we have so much fun? Oh, is this a
I mean, it's a
recreation?
big deal.
This is a
Perfect. All right.
And then
Thank
it
you.
cuts off. Look where
you.
it cuts off. Look where it
Plane
cuts
1
off.
comes in.
Why
Why,
would show that?
CNN? Why would I need this person? Oh, this is showing how it happened. There was a smoky engine.
I don't know, but why would it cut off right then?
Hold on.
It's got to
CNN
show us.
recreation sucks.
CNN sucks. This is why people call you fake news, CNN. It's not a real recreation.
Oh, what?
Oh, a truck hits it. The truck was going to hit it.
One of
I
the
thought it was
planes
gonna get hit by a
actually
fire
landed.
truck.
Why wouldn't it? Why would it cut off right there?
Man, dude, collisions are very hard to animate. That's why they don't have the thing for that.
Yeah, I mean, look at this great
it's like animating a pillow.
SketchUp animation they got.
All right, go back to
Nobody
the article.
fucking
Go
got
back to the
this?
article. This is all fucking. Nobody was filming this random Wisconsin skydive. Come on.
There's a screenshot of that someone filmed something.
Someone
Is it
must have
this?
filmed
Is
this.
it the Adobe Flash Player block thing?
Let's see. Let me pick
Hold
back
on,
up.
let's finish the article. Fuck the blocker.
Let's see. The 3 skydivers, right there. Won't go up a little bit, Kev. The 3 skydivers were on the step. The second plane knocked an impact. Of the second plane got knocked off upon impact, Robinson said, and the 2 inside were able to jump. The pilot of Robinson's plane ejected himself, and the pilot of the second plane landed the aircraft safely at Richards Airport.
Richard Bong Airport.
Bong Airport. That's the airport you want to go if you smoke weed. Richard Bong.
The part that's the most
Where it took off. The
confusing
plane was
is
damaged.
we don't know who was recording. That video that we clipped.
It doesn't matter. We know now that the bottom one is the one that turned into flames because the top one lands fine.
How did he eject himself? He must have been wearing.
So I was correct, Kevin.
Holy fuck.
Thank you.
All right.
He must have been wearing. The pilots must be wearing.
I guess so. When you went up, were your
Ejector.
pilots wearing
No, that dude was
parachutes?
smoking fucking weed and not wearing anything. That guy was just literally dressed in
Matthew
shorts.
McConaughey fucking took you up?
Dude, the guys that took me up skydiving were like the most chill ski instructors you've ever met in your entire life. Very professional, but at the same time, I'm like, you guys are gonna go smoke weed tonight, aren't you? Or
Sure,
you're
hell
already
yeah,
hot.
they all should. They're like, that's what surfers and rock climbers and skydivers do.
Skydiving is one of those activities that I'm like, this shouldn't be allowed. They
Yeah,
really shouldn't.
let's just not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Like, we don't need this as a society. It was
enough ways
fun.
to
I
die.
never need to do it again. If you're a professional skydiver, good for you. But what the
Kevin,
fuck are
scroll
you
down a bit
doing?
more.
What are you doing? You want to read the rest of it?
I'm scanning for better facts. Keep scrolling.
So the one that where the wing came off, the guy jumped out. The other one apparently
he
was
ejected himself.
just damaged, and he was able to land it at Richard I. Bong Hart Airport.
Yes.
Here's the confusing part to me. We saw the one that the video, like the dude was in, which we think is the one that lands, right?
That's plane 2.
Correct.
It lands.
Yeah, plane.
At what fucking point did the fire go out? Like,
It didn't say it went out.
before they all jumped out, it clearly had fire.
That could have been the other plane. The other plane's fire.
No, the
It exploded, Kevin.
see-
I think it could be. And also, though, if you went back to the terrible CNN recreation, they showed the first person landing and there being a cracked windshield and smoke. And remember, then they had the thing land, and then we thought it was going to get hit by a fire truck.
Yeah, let me just, think about this for a second.
I'm
You're-
listening, man.
You're a pilot of that first plane, whichever plane lost the wing, and you legitimately go, this plane is spiral. You have approximately what 2-3 seconds to be like to unstrap yourself and just be like, get out the
Peace.
door. And then what is that feeling like after you've left the plane and you're watching the plane you were just piloting crash into the ground, and you pull your chute and go, am I the coolest motherfucker
Yeah.
I've ever met?
You don't think
like,
that's one of those
I
situations?
would tell that story all the time. I'm like, and then I had to get out of the plane. But it's
Listen
like
to
Indiana
this,
Jones.
George. Listen to this. I'm up there flying 938 flights, having a
This is my
great time.
937
We're
sunset load.
I'm about to
We're
drop
dropping it
I'm
off.
dropping a sunset
I'm
load
about
all
to
over
deliver the
Wisconsin.
sunset load
and what
into
do
the
I
sky.
hear? Oh shit! And I look at it. Another plane fucking canoes my plane.
Unbeknownst to me, another plane hit me. I was just
Everyone
cruising along.
bails. I'm down one wing in a 360 death spiral.
Have you seen the movie? Now, let me stop you right there. Have you seen the movie Top Gun? That's what it looked like. I was in the fucking flat spin, jumped out. Think about that. Though.
Is that the one I'm thinking of? I was thinking of a movie recently. I thought I was thinking of First Man, where at some point
That
they were
was like
doing it.
that,
And he's
yeah.
like reaching, trying to get the thing. And
Yeah,
he's like,
he had
they're
to,
spinning so hard.
yeah, he had to spin like he was gonna go out. That was crazy. No, the
was thinking
famous
of
one is
X-Men.
the famous one is Top Gun, where they get into a flat spin, which you can't recover from.
Yeah.
because the plane is just spinning this way.
Yeah.
There's just no way to get out of it. That's where Goose notoriously
dies,
famously
breaks his
dies,
neck, yeah.
unfortunately.
I just watched that
Reminds me
recently.
of the helicopter with the woman.
Oh my god, that poor dead woman.
Oh yeah, when she's trying to get airlifted out. For
God,
some
that
reason,
poor woman.
where do we attach the thing? Attach it to the blades. It'll be subtly
It'll
stable.
spin her right up. My God, that poor woman.
Scramble her
That poor
brains.
woman must have passed out from the
You
centrifugal
hope so.
force.
God,
That's what I think about is like
God.
not passing out and being a part of that. It's like, what is going on?
I don't think you're doing it right.
Drop me. Just
Yeah,
cut
just
me
kill
at this
me.
point.
It's
Just
done.
cut me and
This is
drop me
torture. It's
down.
terrible.
Yeah, my God.
Well, I'm glad no one died.
Yeah.
Because we would look like monsters if one of those pilots
Hey
died.
man, when the internet said nobody died, we took it at face
It's true.
value, and then we
I
just
didn't
believe
then
them,
we
but-
verified. We verified.
Yeah,
That's all that matters.
They
It's
won.
already off to a great point.
Good
We
for
started
them.
off with sex dolls, and now
Hell yeah,
we've
dude.
gone to ejecting yourself from the sunset load.
Oh, everyone survived. The
What a
sunset
crazy!
load.
Are you ever gonna go skydiving again? You liked it, right?
No, I hated it. I liked the idea of it, but I made the wrong call of like doing
It's
it
just your wardrobe,
in
right?
chubbies.
Yeah,
it
but I feel like
fucks
if you
me
wore
up.
jeans, it didn't hurt me at all because I wore jeans.
Yeah.
I think it's because you had told me we wore jeans.
I would do it again. I'm not like itching to do it again. It was crazy fun and like such an adrenaline rush. It's scary as all shit.
It's wild.
Yeah.
What about you, Greg? You ever going to skydiving?
No.
No. Nothing going to do with 40?
No, I've
about that
talked
Instagram
about
video
it
of
before,
40.
where it was always that thing of, oh yeah, maybe I'd do that one day, and then one day, if you remember it, Up at Noon, IGN hired some person, like Hotshot ads guy. You know, Hotshot makes it sound, but he was like a really
prick.
jovial ad person
He's a
who's
prick
I
ad.
don't
Is that what
remember
you're
it all.
talking
No, and it wasn't.
Just
And
a
he walked
fucking
in at the end
asshole.
of an Up at Noon. He's like, hey, they just did this. I'm like, awesome. He's like, I have a friend who runs a skydiving thing. If you want to do that for a bit, it was one of those where the mechanism was clear, and I just went no, and I was like, oh. And he's like, no. I'm like, I guess I don't want to do it. No, I never thought about it. But
Meanwhile, Altano and Scoville are fucking playing Switch with crocodiles.
In
Dude, if
an
you remember-
F-16.
Yeah, that was the thing. If you remember, a long time ago, they approached us for doing one of those, and it was the only one that worked. Where I could have done it was like to go, play something in an F-16.
It was like not Top Flight. No, what's that? What's the plane game?
Don't
where you
Ace
fly as-
Combat?
Ace
Yeah, it was like
Combat.
one of those, right?
Yeah,
Something
but
like
that wasn't on Switch. I don't remember. Whatever. It doesn't matter. They were like, yeah, but it was like originally like, yeah, we're doing this thing, and you want to come play? And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. We'll look into it. And then finally, like on a thing, they're like, all right, yeah, and you'll go. And I'm like, wait, am I gonna be in the plane? They're like, yeah. I'm like, fuck no. I get motion sick in the back of a cab. I'm not going to try to play a fucking video game.
They did it with Nathan Barnett, I think is his name, right?
The plane one, yeah.
The plane one. He did not look good after that.
No.
He did not do well.
Meanwhile, me and you just fucking rode dirt buggies.
Yeah, we went down and buggies.
buggies.
We did dune buggies with Scoville and Altano. And it was one of the loveliest afternoons I've ever had.
That was a lot of
so
fun.
much fucking fun.
Did Max fuck up one of his
Max
new
totally
buggies?
Yeah, well,
fucked up.
it was harder than it looked, but Max went off the beaten path sadly and like fucking slammed into a gate.
It was
like
it was an
ropey
intense
thing.
experience. Like it reminded me, like every single hill we went off reminded me of the Ferris Bueller scene.
Yeah.
Where the
sure.
Star Wars music
Yeah.
plays.
It's like, it's another one of those situations where I'm like, people should not be allowed to do this. This is not responsible and not safe.
The dune buggy thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, me and Nick were in death traps.
Oh yeah, and we were not qualified. And I'll say this: if you're out there and you do dune buggying and stuff, and you've done it a ton, I'm not talking to you. If you're in a family that grew up with like ATVs and quads and stuff, and you do this stuff responsibly, and you've like trained over years to know how to take these hills and shit, you're in a different category than me and Tim were. We were like this. They were like, "Do you know how to drive a car?" And we're like, "Yeah." They're like, "Good enough." And they put us in the buggy, and you have to take the hills fast,
Dude.
otherwise you
Or
tumble
else
down
you turn it
them.
over.
It's like
You
I
guys-
don't really need to get anything with the roll cage. It's not a good idea.
Yeah.
So I've done dune buggying and ATV, like in the Pismo Beach, the same place you guys were at.
Yeah, super fun.
And yeah, at first, I want to say the first like 20 minutes, real scary. You know what's going on? You get stuck a couple times. You're not going fast enough. But then after that, I was going off giant hills.
Yeah.
Just straight into those dunes, and you just go and it handles itself.
Yeah.
Good experience
Unless
that
you're
I-
Max.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Max lost control, but that wasn't.
They hit a fence though.
To be
right?
fair though, Max doesn't drive also.
Yeah.
So like that was the other thing too. Is I was like, oh, it's too bad. He's
Something.
like, I don't really drive.
This is safe enough. You know what I mean? It's like the one question they asked, do you drive? She said no.
He's
They're
like, yeah,
whatever.
It's all good.
Yeah, get in there. This is
Now
gas.
go hang
That's
out with
break.
some crocodiles
Fucking
and
do
play
it.
Switch.
To be fair though, I'd rather be in those dune buggies than ATVs. I feel like the ATVs are a lot more exposed, and if you fall
Yeah.
off, that thing can.
You don't
roll
want to
over
Ricky
and
Clemens
fuck
it.
you up.
Don't Ricky Clemens it.
This is why I used to use jet ski. Love jet skiing. You fall, worst that can happen. You go in the water. It's not a big deal.
Sure,
Unless you're
sure.
going like 80 miles
Really
an hour
fast.
and then
hit
you
it,
bounce off the
slam
fucking water
your
like
head,
it's concrete.
ping pong your head off the side of a boat you run
hurts.
into. Yeah, of course.
I'll never forget the first time I got on a really, really fast Polaris because we had run like we used to run like Kawasaki tandem sports.
What are you
I'll
saying?
explain,
right now?
I'll explain it in a
What the fuck
second.
is all this?
So we used to jet skis, watercrafts like jet skis. The traditional jet ski, when you say jet ski, is a brand where you have to stand up on it, and it's like the old school, like Wave Race. Remember that
Yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah.
64? Those were jet skis. Most people didn't buy those. Most people bought
Oh, the ones you sit on?
the ones you sit on, and Kawasaki made one called the TS, a tandem sport, which means someone can sit behind you. Sea-Doo was another.
Like in Hitch.
Exactly
When
like
he
a
kicks
hitch.
her in the head.
People used to call them Sea-Doos, but Sea-Doo is a brand of those types of watercrafts.
It's like a Band-Aid situation.
Exactly. Sure. There's another craft called the Polaris that was I think it was like Suzuki made that or something. Maybe it was Kawasaki also. But either way, my uncle bought a Polaris, and my uncle Paul was like the guy that used to waste his money a lot on cool shit. And
He's also the
because
bookie, right?
he was like our favorite uncle because he
Yeah.
would be like, I bought this cool thing. I'm like, well, you can't afford that, but it's dope that you bought it. So let's go ride it. And we went from like maybe like a 100cc engine to like a fucking 300cc engine, and I ate shit. Like, I mean, this thing was capable of going like, I want to say like 40 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
Like it was fast. Like
40
when you're
kilometers
on the
an hour?
water, it was like nautical miles or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
I
yeah,
can't remember how it was. Kilometers came out of my mouth, but that's not how they gauge it. This thing went so fucking fast. And my brother and I you turn it real hard and try to throw the other person off.
Jesus.
And that was when you were going like maybe 10 miles an hour,
Yeah.
15 miles an hour. We were going a solid at least 25, 30 miles an hour. And I turned this fucking thing, and I remember Superman.
He never
I was
came
like
down.
flying
He's like-
off. I was literally parallel with the water, and I was flying for so long.
die.
I remember looking over and seeing my brother be like, "Fucking asshole!" And I hit the water like it was cement.
Yeah.
The first two, like you skip off the water, and then you go, "Oh, I want this to stop," and then you sink. And you go, oh my God, this is even worse because I'm like gonna drown. But you have like
Damn.
life preservers and shit on. I'll never forget that.
Have you
It was
ever
so-
done
we did it like
these
800
water
8 more
sport
times.
stuff?
And not in a sincere way. I've gone where we had a pontoon boat before. I enjoyed that quite a bit. You just putter out there, you know what I mean? We were kids.
Like
just
Jaws?
putter out there. Yeah, exactly. And then I've done like water skiing and stuff where I'm dragged behind the boat. I've been
never
tubing
done
where
this.
I'm
This
dragged
sounds
behind
awesome.
the boat.
That sounds
The
great.
dragging behind the boat thing is fun for approximately 5 minutes until you go over, and then you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. Because there's always someone who's like, let's put him in the inner tube and we'll drag him behind the boat, and then there's the asshole that
Now
goes too
take him
fast
off the-
and whips him, and then you just go eat shit.
Yeah.
Like we did we used to do the banana boat thing where everyone would get on the banana boat and we would drive the banana.
That
drag
in
thing.
theory should be super fun, and it's not. It's just torture in hell.
It's horrible.
Where it's like I did it when we were in Bali, and it was me,
Horrible.
Alfredo, and like 3 of my other friends, and we're on this guy and James Burke, and we're all on this fucking thing, and it's just like the guy's going, and like we saw the group go before us, and then I kind of like it was a lot of girls, so they like kept it kind of chiller for them, and then for us they were just like whipping us. We never stayed on it for longer than literally 1 second.
Yeah, it's
and I'm
bad.
like, what's the point of this? Like you're seeing we're struggling, just go a little. Let us have fun before you whip us off.
Having said that, back in the day, we used to take the tennis sport out on the ocean, and you go off swells, and it's the most fun you could possibly have because a lot of the crafts like the Sea-Doos had more of a V bottom, so it would cut through wake, so it was a more smoother ride, which would allow you to go faster. But the ones with flatter bottoms, you could jump off shit, and so you could jump off the wake of bigger boats. And when you get out to the ocean, if there's a swell coming, you could literally launch yourself like 10 feet into the air. And it's so fucking fun. And you're just like, ah!
That
And then
sounds awesome,
you're eating shit.
but so
And
scary.
of course, you're eating shit on a piece of early 90s technology that has no padding whatsoever.
Yeah, it's just pure metal.
This is what people just, they just
Collarbones.
expected you to be tough or dead.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
it. Ah, so fun.
It's like Hogwarts.
So fun. Man, those are the days. And we don't do any. I think of this because my parents just finally sold it. They just donated it. And we're like, because I think it's like a 2-stroke engine, and those are super outlawed now. So
What's a 2-stroke engine?
two-stroke engines are they don't have the emissions
okay.
stuff that you're supposed to have, so they outlawed them.
Gotcha.
But they were like more powerful, like louder, spit out fucking oil and gas everywhere.
Sure, yeah.
So we had those
A
for a
real
while.
man's engine.
They were just young. They were just more fun because they were like more. I think they had either more torque. I don't know, but I just know they don't. They don't
It's
do
funny,
them
like,
anymore.
and I granted that we live in a city, so it's a different thing. But going up with Jen and going out and wandering around her countryside town, right, during the winter, and like that smell of gasoline in the air from everybody snowmobiling, and being like, I remember that was a thing growing up in the burbs. I say burbs of Chicago, and then we were in rural Glen Ellen or whatever, where it was people were riding snowmobiles around, and my dad was always working on that. And like growing up, I had a go-kart my dad built from scratch.
I love it.
Yeah, that was like the same way. That thing was fucking loud.
Loud as fuck. No muffler, no nothing. It would just spit out smoke into the air.
Oh, number one crane operator Greg Miller handed me this old as shit helmet. No idea where it fucking came from. Moth-eaten, torn up. Putting that thing on my
They
head.
did not care.
One giant, one of those giant white antennas with the orange flag on top of it, so I didn't get run down by some other truck on the road.
Oh my God.
And then fucking tearing around the
That
house
shit,
and
like
neighborhood.
that's when I watched that interview that Letterman did on his last round of his show. He did it with a championship Formula One driver.
Yeah.
And that guy, all of them started when they were kids in go karting. And I'm just like, what a fucking fun thing for your dad to get you into go karting. You get in that you just get to. I mean, like, because we all wanted those things. You
just want to go fast.
When you were growing up, did they have the Toys R Us, like the aisle where you could get into the electric
sure.
car? I always wanted that thing. And my parents were like, I'm not spending $1,000 on you. You're not worth it ever.
I had a
and
Power
then-
Wheel course, yeah.
Did you have a Power Wheel?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You motherfucker.
Yeah.
You fancy little bitch.
You were you had a spoiled upbringing.
You're goddamn right I did.
We did too.
I was the last
But
grandkid,
yeah, but
you know what I mean?
Played with ours.
The
just
only
gave you
child in my
everything?
family, yeah. For my parents.
We garage
So I
sales,
was
man.
spoiled rotten. You
That's
kidding
so
me?
cool.
Yeah.
I wanted the one that looked like a Corvette or like a Ferrari.
Oh, I had Bigfoot.
The Bigfoot.
Yeah, I had the Bigfoot.
Hell yeah, you did. Hell yeah.
It was
Dude,
always,
those
you
are-
always thought you're gonna get into cool shit with it, but like the tires were solid plastic, so
It had
there's no
power
traction.
whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly.
You get stuck in the mud, you literally have to get up and lift it
Yeah,
out.
exactly. I'm gonna go up this hill. Just do that.
Man, what a fun thing.
That's the thing is like there's just something inherently cool about making things go. Like even if it's like those type of cars, or if it was even like remote control car.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just like is there anything cooler than that? Then you grow up and it's just like I feel like in the same way you're talking about people shouldn't skateboard after 30. It's just like there's something to me where like back in the day I would have loved it. Like I want a motorized scooter. Let's go as fast as possible. These scooters that are everywhere,
The bird
conventions and
scooters,
shit.
the skip scooters.
They're scary as fuck, man.
They're very dangerous.
like they go real fast.
We had I agree, scary as fuck. I'm kind of jumping, but it's in the same track here, and so that's the thing. We've seen people bite it from it. Wes, I remember on the RT or the Rooster Teeth subreddit this year, there was some girl who was like, "Well, not going to RTX after all," who had made it to Austin and then like checked into the hotel and got on one of them, like broke her arm or her collarbone and all
I
that
think,
shit.
I think Jeff fell on one of those, didn't he? Didn't Jeff like fucking
Ramsey?
sprain his wrist or something? Yeah.
Yeah, probably he sucks.
How dare you?
You know what I mean? But then
You're
like,
saying he sucks because he's a team fat quitter? Is that why?
there's a lot of reasons he sucks. That's one of the reasons.
dare you.
You know
He
what I
looks
mean?
great.
He does look great. I didn't argue that. I didn't say team fat quitters don't look great.
That's
you
true.
know what I mean?
That's true.
But yeah, like I've resisted the urge. Still have never done a scooter. Never done one of the bikes. on Friday night, Jen and I went out to dinner with Imran Khan from Game Informer.
Oh,
and
name dropper.
we ended up getting litty, as the kids say, drunk on too much wine, and kind of weren't paying attention to what we were doing because, of course, we live in the Sunset. We were over in the Richmond, and had a great time. We're drinking. We walked Imran back to his house or whatever, and it's the Golden Gate Park is what separates the Sunset and the Richmond, right?
Yeah.
We knew about it. The plan was not to leave the house over the weekend, but of course we went out and had too much fun, forgot about it. It was outside lands.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the park was filled with these fucking Coachella music kids out there fucking high and drunk as shit. And
clothes.
because we got so drunk and we were coming back, we stayed out too late, and sure enough, the final concert had let out. So now zombies were just coming out of the neighborhood.
Zombies dressed like hippie clowns.
Exactly.
What the fuck is with these people?
They're wasted,
It's called
they're
festival wear. Are you aware of this?
Yes, Nick.
But it was so bad.
It sounded so bad.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You're at Coachella. You've made a trip out of this. But I see people coming out of their houses, and I'm like, what fucking bargain bin Amazon.com fucking Amazon
Street.
Prime thing did you get those ugly ass leggings from? And why? Why is this acceptable? Why don't you just dress like a normal human being? It's in your fucking backyard. It's like if I got up and someone was playing a guitar in my backyard, I'm like, hold on. Let me put my clown costume on first so I can go out and fucking really enjoy this now.
Yeah.
While we're on this line of dialogue, of course, it was happening all weekend. During the weekend, Jen and I were stumbling around the Sunset and wound up at one of the flea market sidewalk sale things or whatever, and they shut down the road and there was music and people were partying or whatever, and they're doing like the flea market stands. And we were looking around, and I literally looked to my left and I'm like, oh my God. And I looked away and Jen's like, what? I'm like, I can see this girl's breast.
Oh, yeah.
And she turned around, she's like, oh yeah, totally. That's a top. That's like, I'm like, should I tell her? And Jen's like, no, honey, she knows.
She knows.
I
will say
right,
that.
I don't understand fashion. Sorry.
That is the one thing I'm going to dial back my criticism of the ensembles, because there's a lot of freedom that goes along with the ensembles, and I support that. I support that as a person who's staring at that through my car.
Back
Outside
to
lane.
Friday night.
Yeah.
We're drunk. Everybody else is drunk or high, wandering around. You open your phone, Uber and Lyft. They're fucked. Everything's done. The
Gone.
network's eating up. And it's like,
Could you have walked legitimately from where you were at, or did you need an Uber?
I mean, like what? I mean, in general, as much as Jen and I walk, we could walk
have
anywhere.
walked, but it's like that's
don't wanna
not
do that
like
when you're
a-
drunk.
And not to
Yeah.
mention we're walking around to everybody else. And what happened is we were wandering, and I kept doing the, hey, Jen, I'm like, let's just stop at a bar. Let's just drink at a bar till this is over and hang. And she's like, no, let's get home. I'm like, all right, fine. And so we were walking, and we finally came to 2 bikes for like whatever.
Oh, the jump
city
bikes?
or whatever. Yeah,
Those
jump
orange
jump
ones?
bikes. Yeah. And we got to downloading the app before I stopped, and I'm like, we're drunk,
We're wasted.
and we're gonna get run over by drunk people if we take these out onto the road right now at fucking 11:30 midnight,
You get
whatever. it
DUIs
is.
for that.
Yeah, that's
For the
also
bikes?
true. Yeah. But I mean, I don't think we were that drunk, but yeah.
But you can get a bike.
But we,
bike
actually,
influence, right?
yeah, I'm probably.
Yeah. Crazy. My friends went to Davis, which is like a bike city, and it's a college town. Combine those two things together. My friends were good, most of them, but like everyone I know knows at least 3 people that got DUIs from a bike.
We
It's
had
just
a-
like, damn, bro.
We used to party on the Newport Peninsula, which in Southern California was like, right off of like PCH. You turn right, it was just a peninsula, and that would be like the party spot where a lot of people would walk. Cause tons of bars, and it was really hard to find parking, so you wouldn't see a lot of cars. But yeah, a lot of people would naturally like, oh, I want to go to the bar that's like half a mile away. You jump on your bike because you think, oh, I'm just riding on the boardwalk, and cops would just wait.
Yeah.
And they'd wait, and they'd see you kind of swerve a little bit, like, hey, come here. Do a breathalyzer. You go, you get a DUI.
You're like,
for that.
catch me if you can, fucker. It's like, oh, God, get the stick.
You're like you're on a fixed gear beach cruiser. I think we're gonna catch up with you.
At what
slowly
point
walk.
can you not get a UI? So like bike,
0.8.
car, you get a UI. Bike, you get a UI. Rollerblades.
Great question.
Great
Heelys.
question.
You know what
Heelys,
I mean?
no, probably not. Because
Like, I wonder. Like I wonder at what point though.
Rollerblades, maybe.
I'm gonna check.
Yeah.
I want to see.
Skateboarding, I think you can.
Blade and blitzed.
Skateboarding.
You already got a
maybe.
name for it.
Yeah.
I had a very drunk-filled weekend as well. I went out for my friend's birthday to Shabu. Went to a Shabu house in the Mission. And I don't drink beer. It was all you can drink beer, but Fran Mirabella.
Can you get a DUI on in the autofill? First is horse,
Yeah.
a bike, a scooter, a kayak, a golf cart,
Kayak.
rollerblades.
How do they know you're kayaking under the influence? You were kayaking erratically? Isn't that the point of kayaking? How do you kayak non-erratically?
See, that's a good
I don't
point.
know.
Can you get a DUI on rollerblades? And this is DUI wise. According to laws on the books in most states, it is illegal to operate a vehicle or motor vehicle while under the influence of drugs or alcohol. In the vast majority of DUI and DWI arrests, the individual is operating a car, SUV, or truck. However, that does not mean the owner. I'll get back to you.
Get to the rollerblades.
Because rollerblades do not have motors or drive trains, DUI and DWI laws across the nation do not apply. Still, it is technically possible for a person to be arrested for rollerblading while intoxicated. The charge won't be a DUI or a DWI, however. It will be something along the lines of public intoxication.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I'd be like, catch me if you can!
And they usually they're like this, just wait, and you just accidentally go in a circle.
Here's how you avoid that.
Like, ah, my
Rollerblade indoors.
Yeah,
What's
dude.
There you go.
Rollerblade indoors. Keep it safe.
Yeah.
Indoor skating rinks. Drink all you want.
Outside lands. Have you ever gone to outside lands?
I'm not a festival guy.
I'm not a festival guy
Fuck
either.
no, dude,
Outside
no
just
way.
sounds terrible. It sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's hot out there. Everybody's sweaty and line up for the fucking not even
Everyone's-
urinals.
yeah,
but,
is
it hot out there?
Yeah,
It was hot this weekend, yeah.
But then it gets cold.
Yeah, that's the problem. So you have to bring jackets with you everywhere you go.
Hate it.
Which is annoying.
Huge problem.
And then everyone smells like patchouli oil and body odor because everything's natural.
Patchouli odor.
It was what all the weed smokers used to smell like when I grew up to
Those
cover
weed
the
smokers?
Well, it's because they used to it covered the scent of weed, but it didn't.
It didn't.
You
It just smelled like a
weed-
Spencer's gift
weed.
shop.
Yeah, exactly. Cheap perfumes and shit like that.
Good Lord.
No, I actually hit your wife up. I was like, "Hey, what are those cookies that you gave me?"
She said, "Yeah,
and
I
she
know."
was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Great," and because my wife was like, "I want a good chocolate chip cookie." I was like, "I got the fucking one for you."
Yeah.
Jen gave me this cookie that literally, it was like the best cookie I've ever had, and I texted her and she's like, "It's from a place called Andytown," and I was like, "That's
Fucked
great."
you so hard. I went there for lunch and I didn't bring you any cookies.
It's okay. And I was like, "Where is this place?" And I looked it up and didn't think. And as we were getting closer, I saw the hordes come out, and I was
Yeah.
like, I had about like a 1 block radius where I'm like, I got to call the ball right now. And I flipped it. I was like,
Nice.
we can't go into this.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we would have had to cross over through the park
Yeah.
to get there. And it
No
would've
way.
been a bad
Yeah,
idea.
you can't do that. You can't do that.
chance.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
went to a little French place near our place.
Oh,
that
oui,
was
oui.
really fucking good too.
No, I
But-
didn't think that's the
Nah,
story.
it's
I think
good.
you got caught. I think your lines of communication got crossed there because you started in. You had a drunken weekend,
I did.
and then we just talked about a cookie. Where
the
were you
cookie
going with
was
your drunk-
because Daddy was hurting.
Oh,
Yeah. So on Friday night, I went out for my buddy's 39th birthday, Shabu House. And it's one of those things where it's like all you can eat drinks and beef, but the drinks were just beer. And so I was like, hey, Fran was there. I was like, do you want to get some cold sake? I don't want warm sake because warm sake is just, I can't slam that. I want cold sake, ice cold sake.
Fucked up
And I
with
feel
sake,
like
man.
I'm going to get a little trash on sake. Let's get a little sake bomb.
Let's go, doggy dog.
And Fran orders something called, I think you can see it on.
First off, how long did Fran debate on the sake menu?
He did it actually because he knew all of them.
Oh.
He was like, "Do you guys have this?" And it was like the red demon sake or something like that, or the
Ooh.
demon killer. I think it was called demon killer or something like that. And the guy's like, "Yeah," and they were busy. And so Fran's like, "Well," he's like, "Do you want the big bottle or the small bottle?" And Fran, of course, starts asking questions. And I just go big bottle. I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. Just give me the alcohol. I've had a long day. It's Friday. I want to party. I'm going to start the party right now. And boy, I fucked up. It came. Have you ever seen a Magnum Opus bottle? That was like,
Oh
it's
yeah.
like this
Oh
big,
yeah.
this big of a bottle of sake, and I finished conservatively like half of it myself. And I was like, I'm feeling great. Where should we go next? And I was like, I want a good cocktail. I don't want one of those fucking bargain bin cocktails you get anywhere. We're in the Mission, mind you. So someone goes, why don't we
there's
go?
a lot of bad cocktails.
Someone's
in
like,
the
why don't we just go to the Bull and
Bear
Bull
at
and
the
Bear.
Alamo.
They usually have good cocktails, and I'm like, and then I was drunkenly searching my lexicon for what the bartenders look like, and I'm like, yeah, they fit the bill.
got it.
They look
They
like.
can do
I was like, yeah, those
They
guys
got
look
bow
like
ties. They're hipstery. Yeah, they got
they
it.
look like I'm gonna order a drink, and they're gonna not have any reaction to it whatsoever. And
I like
that is
the
exactly what
idea of
happened.
in Nick's head is like the Guess Who game of like
yeah.
yeah, all right,
That
that
one
works
works.
for me.
like
that works for
like
me.
suspenders and shitty look means good cocktail. And man, these guys like. I don't know if
Thanks,
they train
Koji.
these guys at the Bull. It's a fine bar, by the way, and I love that it's in a movie theater. It's got a great aesthetic.
Cheers.
Too hot. Too hot. I had to order the beers. I had to
get
order
you.
some beers.
But
So-
these guys are just the least nice people. Like, and I don't mean like they weren't courteous. I just mean like they just come off like they just hate serving you.
I've
these
had
cocktails.
great experiences with them.
Yeah, at the Bull and Bear.
These guys just seem
Best
like
thing of that location.
Now here's my question. Did they treat you not great because you drank half a bottle of sake and you're like, I like your look.
Listen,
Give me an orange tangerine twist off.
listen. It's entirely possible that I didn't even go to that bar. That's how drunk I was. Okay, I could be making all this up in a drunken stupor, but I think I went there and got something called a Cool Jerk, which was a rum beverage. Now,
Okay.
when you mix 3 Cool Jerks with half a bottle of sake,
And how much meat?
a lot of meat. And I know it was a lot of meat because I saw it come back up. I was
At
like,
home?
Oh no! I went to the bathroom and I was like, everyone was there.
At the Bull and Bear. At the Alamo
to
Draft House.
be clear, the bathroom in this bar is
It's
pretty much where the video wall is compared to be.
Yeah.
It is a very small bathroom.
Very small
It is
bathroom.
right there.
You talking about the upstairs one or downstairs?
No, bottom.
Downstairs.
I didn't even think to go to the upstairs one.
And also just a working movie theater. It's Alamo Draft House.
Yeah,
There's
I mean,
a million different
like
movie
people, I'm
theaters.
seeing the popcorn coming in and out. People are like closing out tabs and shit in there. And I go in and I was like, I gotta pee. I pee. I walk out, and before I even get out the door, I was like, I better go walk back in that stall just in case. And there was someone else in there. And I
In the
waited.
stall?
No, someone else in the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
So I waited because I was like, I think I know what's happening next. Like I can feel it. You know, you hit that point where like I should just do this because if not, it's gonna get worse.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And I heard the door close, and I just looked over and went, and just all the meat, all the booze. I was like, I kind of feel okay. I think I'm okay. Cleaned up, walked out, got midway, looked at a guy who was closing out his check. And I don't know what I must have looked like to this guy because I looked and I just did a about face, just turned right back around, went right back in, horked again. No idea how long I was in
And I
there.
knew it's coming. When Nick talks about puking, I know it's going to be a Hork reference.
Yeah, I can't believe you went this long talking about weed today without mentioning Stony Baloney.
So I go and
We got to make a Nick pull string doll.
I threw up again, and I was like, I think I feel good. Normally, if I throw up a couple times within a drinking window of like you got all the alcohol out of your stomach, then you start feeling better. And I started feeling better, but I'd gone out and only Eric was waiting for me. Like Eric and Fran were like, "Where the fuck have you been?" And I was like,
Did everyone else leave?
Yeah, everyone else had gone by that point because it was like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. So I walk
Tell me
out.
you rallied.
I randomly like waved bye to the birthday boy and like some of the guys I got in a cab. I think CJ was there. He got in a cab with Brennan, and I was like bye, and they were like bye. I was like I threw up. I'm so sorry. They're like you're whatever.
We didn't even know that.
And then I'm like I get it in my head. I'm like you know what would make me feel better?
Oh,
right
God.
now? A burrito from Cancun. So I went and I waited in line with Fran Mirabella for a solid 30 minutes to get this burrito.
Just reeking of vomit.
But
But you felt better, I bet.
I felt better. Then I got into the Uber.
Did you already eat the burrito?
No, I was like, I'm gonna take this home because I think it's gonna be so good. I'm gonna by that point I'll feel fine, and I'm gonna take this home and it's gonna be
Watch a
great.
movie,
And I
put it
forget that
somewhere.
Uber drivers make me sick. That is a general rule.
Yeah.
I sat up front with the air in my face. I made it 3 blocks away from my apartment, and then I went, "Sir, I think this is good." And he's like, "Are you sure, dude?" I'm like, let me out of the fuck. I'm like, I got it. I tried to make an excuse because I was like, "Be cool, man. Don't get a bad rating from this guy." I was like, I feel like I'm gonna go to the liquor store, and he's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Let me out of the goddamn car." And the guy like, "Oh shit!" Like he got the sense of urgency. Pulled over, and I like walked and tried to find a good spot for it. Found a planter and just went, and it was 10 minutes of just
Oh my God.
gone,
Wow.
gone. Went home. I looked at the burrito. I was like, I want to eat you so fucking bad right now, but I just can't do it
See
to
that thing where
myself.
you leaned over and your wife's, you're like, baby, I vomited.
No, but
Did you do that thing?
She heard my voice the next day. 'Cause you know how your voice gets all
Yeah,
fucked
yeah,
up and
yeah.
scratchy. So I like brushed my teeth and went to bed. And then I'll tell you what though, had that burrito the next day.
How
for
was that?
lunch.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
Killed
god,
it,
it was
crushed
fucking
it. Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Then I got Taco Bell.
That's a lot. You live that
I was
weekend,
hungover,
man.
but I was trying to get those
Fourth meal.
cookies to
Yeah.
like soothe it over. It just
Yeah,
didn't work
yeah,
out.
yeah.
But
Sorry
I have
about
not done that in a very long. And I advocate, by the way, throwing up or drinking to the point of excess where you throw up. I'm not saying like this is a good strategy to feel.
Yeah, you're
better.
not proud of this
No,
event.
I'm
It's
not
just
proud
like,
of this
hey,
at all.
This is a funny
but
story.
I had just not gotten that. I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I think I might throw up because of like RTX, things like that, where we get a little, I'm like, I get a little like one too many, but usually I'm like, usually I'll be like, I taste it and go, no, this is the one. I put it down, I walk away, I just go home. But I was having a great time.
Yeah, dude. I go shopping.
Christ.
Yeah, I had a great Friday night and then woke up Saturday and was ready to take on the world.
Yeah.
Play some Pokemon Go.
Yeah, you
and
were.
finish that Borderlands 2 DLC with Jen. And we woke up like, let's go get breakfast before we do Pokemon Go. I was like, great idea, babe. We went to a place in the neighborhood. I got halfway through this omelet and I'm like, I don't feel great. And we got out there and I'm like, I got food poisoning. We were walking around the park like, we gotta go home now. And I spent the rest of the weekend on the couch like,
Did you throw up?
Oh no.
So you got to throw up when you get food poisoning. You got to go home.
I've
and just
never
immediately throw up,
felt.
get it out of your system.
I feel there was a couple weekends ago where I was like, maybe this is food poisoning or whatever, where I was like pooping a lot, but it wasn't like ridiculous.
Gives you the-
This was a ridiculous weekend of pooping, where it was like I ate it and I was like, as I was like the meal was on, it wasn't even over. I'm like,
Oh, you
and
have
then like
eggs.
yeah, something like that. And then by the time we were home, like I was shitting nonstop.
Oh,
it was
that's
like 2
horrible.
straight days, but I never
Oh.
puked. But then it was just like I was just sick, and then, but it was like it was the thing of like maybe it's in my head, and then it was like no, I'm exhausted. I'm taking a nap. Now I'm hot. Now I'm cold. Wait, is this the flu? Am I sick? Is
You
it
might
a
have
thing?
gotten a 24-hour bug, but
But
I think you probably got food poisoning.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's the worst though. I'd rather take it coming out of the back end than throwing up.
100%. Because that's the thing.
Because you can always just read your phone.
when
and
you
poop.
get to the vomit, you're like, oh god, this is just a pain in the
My
butt.
teeth are gonna get chunky.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have that feeling of just burn.
And I
all
hope
over
it doesn't
my
go
tongue.
through my nose. That's
Oh,
the part
that's
I
the
always hate. When it
worst.
gets up in your nose. You ever
I'm
had
a
the puke in your
professional at this
nose?
point.
No.
Yeah.
Wow, we have really had a wide
Run
spectrum
together.
of stuff on.
I
This
don't know if you
podcast
know. That's
today.
what the Kind of Funny podcast is all about. Whatever we want to bring to the table. What do our sponsors want to bring to the table? Let's find out. Now, Tim, you had one serious topic you want to talk
I
about.
do have a serious topic that I want to bring up. It's a weird one, but I'm looking for some advice. I'm looking for some help here.
Okay.
So there's been some shit going on in my life recently that's like, I'll just say really bad, and I've been dealing with it. Not ready to talk about that quite yet.
Okay.
One day you guys will hear when things are a little bit more fleshed out, and we
Sure.
know we have some more concrete answers on things. But what I do want to bring up is panic attacks,
Oh.
because I feel that I've never really experienced them in a way that it's like, oh, like I never understood what it was. People have described that stuff, and it's just like, okay, I get it. I don't think I've had that. The closest that I've had is like, you know, there's a final coming up, and you're like, I am not prepared for this, and like you can't sleep because you're like freaking the fuck out, thinking how this is going to ruin your life or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like that type of just like
Anxiety,
Anxiety and nervous
it's
energy.
the feeling of
impending doom.
being excited for Christmas morning.
Sure.
You know, it's like the
Dread.
same. It's the
Feeling of
same
dread.
level of like intensity of like but it's like it's bad and kind of like holding you back.
Sure.
And with the shit that's been going on, it's just I feel like every day I'm getting some news or something happens where like anytime I feel like I'm in control, it feels like it's ripped right out of my hands, and I feel like I keep trying to grasp, and like I feel like I'm
grab and smoke.
I'm finally afloat where it's just like okay, like I can handle this stuff, and like I just need to keep
Waiting.
waiting. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And it's like it's tough and it doesn't get any easier, but it's like at least I can keep doing that. But I've noticed like and I would say it's been about 3 months now that like I've always had really bad sleep. Like, you know, everybody knows that shit. I really enjoy my sleep, but a lot of that's because I don't do it that well. So even though I like
What do we
sleeping,
think the reasoning is behind that? Why don't you do sleep well?
I don't know.
Is it a breathing thing, you think? You gotta
I
really
think
get
it's
to sleep.
a combination of a lot of things, but I really think it comes down to I'm in my head. I'm always in my head, and I know everyone is, but it's like I feel like I really, really am, and this to me is a big kind of sign of all of that. Where normally I'm kept up at night, where like I would say that like in the past, really it's like since we started Kind of Funny, like for sure I can be like I'll wake up in the middle of the night having to go to the bathroom. I used to make fun of my mom and dad for having to do that. You know, it's just like I couldn't fathom like what the fuck, just sleep, you know. But it hit a point where it's like at least once a night I'll wake up to go to the bathroom. And then when I get back to bed, I can't immediately fall back asleep, and I start thinking I'm just like oh shit, what are we gonna do on the podcast? Or like what if we did this with Gamescast? What if we blah 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 blah? You know what I mean? Like what are we doing January 5th, 2023? Like you know what I mean? It's just like all the stuff that I don't need to be thinking about at 3 a.m. on a Wednesday night. But I like that stuff, and it feels productive in a way. But like sometimes it's distracting. Like I found that if I kind of lay there and like do all the bullshit techniques people tell you, it distracts me enough to eventually fall back asleep.
Which,
like
counting sheep?
breathe. You know what I mean?
Sure,
Just
focus
try
on
to
your
like make everything dark in your mind. Like just like center everything out and just like try to think about nothing. You know. And then like counting sheep. Literally, I've done that a lot. And I think it eventually works because eventually I do fall asleep.
Sure.
I don't really remember that part that much. You know what I mean? Wonder what number I get up to. I probably can guess. But I feel like recently.
Can we make a Sunset Load t-shirt?
Yes, we can.
Sunset Load, skies over. It's beautiful over
Skies out,
Wisconsin.
skies out.
Skies out, skies out, Mile High Club and below.
Jesus Christ.
But I feel like recently it's been much more serious things that I'm thinking about, and it's stuff that I again don't feel like I'm in control of. And anytime I get news, good or bad, it like sends me into a downward
your brain
spiral,
starts
just like
thinking about it,
the
yeah.
fire plane, where it's like I can't stop thinking about it, and I can't stop thinking of every repercussion of like every kind of Walking Dead telltale like split path
the
thing
choice,
of
yeah.
like what might happen if this like 10 million different ways, and it's just like none of the things I was talking about earlier are helping, and at all. Like I feel like last night is a really good example where I got some, all things considered, good news, but that sent me into a panic of like I woke up at 2 a.m. so like I wasn't even asleep that long, and I woke up and I was just like fuck, like this means I need to do this. I don't have time. I'm going to Toronto. I don't know about this, whatever. And it's like, now that I'm awake, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I'm fine. I can totally do all those things. Like, it's totally okay. But like in that moment, I realized I'm like, this is a panic attack. Like this is a full on, like I'm freaking out, like to the point that I wanted to wake Gia up, but I'm like, I need to let her sleep and not interrupt her. But it's just like, it is a very physical thing where I feel hotter than normal, you know, and I feel like I can't get comfortable no matter what I'm doing. Get up to drink some water, try to cool it down, go to the bathroom, rinse my face off. Like anything that like normally I would feel would help me just doesn't help. And like last night was an example of I just couldn't sleep. Like it just, anytime that I'd get to a good amount of sheep, it was just like something else would come up and just like freak me out. And it's like, this is happening at least once or twice a week now, where it's like full on panic. You know, and then once I get calm enough of like being like, it's gonna be fine, then I'm like, I need to wake up and do 3 shows today. You know, and I'm like, I'm 2 hours away from having to be at the studio to do that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I start worrying about that. Here we are on the 3rd show now. It's totally fine. Like totally could do this. It's no issue at all. But
yeah, I think that's pretty common. Like I think what you're describing a lot of people go through, especially as your life gets more complex, because there's just more variables that your brain has to play around with. One of the techniques that I use is if I get in that spot, I don't allow myself to be in bed. I'll get up and I'll move to a different location. And even in doing that, just the act of having my body do something will take my mind into that. And I'll usually go, like, I always have a show or two, like Friends or some benign show that's so formulaic and
Bash.
Yeah, maybe. Although I would say, like, I always keep a show that's like there's just an infinite amount of, because subconsciously my brain goes, it doesn't matter if you fall asleep to this. And multiple times I have fallen asleep to episodes of Friends and go like, it's so throwaway. Like Cheers is another one. Anything that's got like 8 seasons, 9 seasons of a show you don't give a fuck about, you put that on, your brain will go instantly out. Because you go, I'll start focusing on this, but it's so like benign and it doesn't matter at all. Inconsequential, I should say, that you just go, it'll break that cycle of your thought process.
Yeah, 90% of the time SVU is on.
That's a perfect,
because that puts Gia to sleep.
That's another one. I would recommend not a show like SVU, because that it tends to be a little bit intense. I would say something like a lighthearted, like just sitcom somewhere.
Somebody do Stabler of Rape last night. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers need to back off.
I mean, Stabler is a lot of things a rapist, no, but emotionally unattached. He's
got some things going on in his
He's got
life.
some
He's got
rage and
skeletons.
anger issues for sure. Yeah. And he also is guilty of police brutality a couple times, but we'll skip past that. Another thing that you could do though, are you playing games right up until you go to bed?
No, God, no.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that. What about caffeine intake before you go to bed?
No, I'm pretty good about that.
I would try to cut off caffeine by like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, see if that helps. And then, like, when you go to dinner, don't have a couple of Cokes, because that caffeine can actually stay in your system for a while, and that will.
Early to cut it off.
What time?
I'm just saying, if you want to be in bed, if you want to be tired,
dude, I can't. I love coffee, and if I can't drink a cup of coffee past 4 o'clock, it'll totally fuck with me when I try to go to bed at midnight.
I usually have a caffeine-free beverage that I drink at night, so I'll have like a Diet 7-Up or a Diet Root Beer.
I envy people when we go out for dinner and like actually do like a dessert and people get a coffee with their espresso. I'm like, Jesus, I wish I could be you.
No, I'll do a decaf, but even then you have to remember it has trace amounts of caffeine.
Yeah,
in it
decaf
anyway.
I can get away with. Yeah.
And then the other
Decaf
thing
has trace amounts?
Yeah. There's no. That's what I've heard. I've
Kind
never
of like
actually done the
non-alcoholic
research.
beer has some alcohol.
Just a little bit, but
Really?
I don't know.
Something like that.
I have no idea.
I don't fucking remember. My parents drank O'Doul's. I remember something about it.
Do you find any relationship to like caffeine with like keeping you up?
I mean, it's one of those things where I would say no, but I've never been good at sleeping and I drink a lot of caffeine. So
Yeah.
I would watch out sugar intake as well. So like if you're having dinners that are like heavy in like sugars or like stuff that's gonna hit your bloodstream really fast, that might be keeping you up. The other thing I've noticed is I tend to be a little bit more obsessive compulsive, or I do the same thing you do, where I'll start thinking about something and then all of a sudden the sky's falling. In your reality, like there are issues that you're dealing with in your situation. With me, I'll just make shit up. My mind goes, what if this happens? Oh no, what this? Oh no. Like a lot of my anxiety right now is related to my apartment complex, because we have 2 empty places that are being worked on, and it's just so fucking loud and it disrupts everything. And it's just like, it's terrible. So I think about, are they going to be there the next morning? What's going to happen? Are they going to wake me up at 8? Like, what's going to go on? Like, are they going to be there the whole time? My wife's not going to be able to come home, whatever.
it's just crazy though, because it's like you're so worried about having like being woken up at 8 that now you're losing an hour on the other end.
Yeah. The only time that I've noticed that I don't do that is after a hard workout. So that's the other thing too.
I was gonna say, it's how much physical exertion you get, and I don't mean like even working out, but I mean just in general of like, and I'm not even saying like me and Jen walking, but me when I was bike riding or the walk or whatever, you know what I mean, of like physical exertion. Like I get mentally exhausted obviously from work and what we do and all that stuff, but like on top of that, like that's been the thing of head to pillow, like gone. You know,
yeah, I'll usually, if I like last night I fell asleep very, very fast, but it's because I did jiu-jitsu for like 2 hours. And they say get out of your head, get into your body, and that's a really good methodology to utilize, because when your body's so taxed, that it just has to shut down, you will go to bed fast.
Yeah.
I had like 3 Coke Zeros last night before I went to bed, and midnight 12:03 I was out.
Yeah.
And that's not normally me. I'm with you where 1 out of every 2 times, 50% of the time, I get to bed, I'm like, I feel great, and then I start thinking about Star Wars or some shit like that.
Some random ass shit.
I'm like, fuck, what are they gonna do with The Last Skywalker? And then, and it's to the point where I can't even watch video essays before I go to bed. Because it'll keep the analytical part of my brain working.
To me, like video
and then it
essays,
works.
that's the thing is like there's a lot of times like my YouTube time now is when Gia goes to sleep, for the most part, and like I'll end up watching video essays, and I can't do that.
Can't do it.
Because then it turns into not only am I interested in what they're saying, I'm thinking of my perspective on what they're saying, and I'm like, wow,
how would I have done this better?
Why don't we do content like this?
I
want to fucking do this. Like here's all we need to do. It's like, oh fuck, I need to stop.
I know. But so you have to be careful of what you're consuming beforehand, I think, because a lot of that keeps that active part of your brain going, and that's why I like to watch dumbass shows right before I go to bed, like just stuff that just doesn't matter. That even if I fall asleep watching it, it won't matter. So I mean, those are some techniques that I use to get to bed. And then sometimes you just have to go like this. I'm not going to sleep.
Yeah.
And that's I forget what coach said that. I read an article. I think it was like on Tools of Titans, and when Tim Ferriss had a coach on or something like that, and he was just like, what do you do the night before a game if you're nervous? He goes, I just don't sleep. He goes, because it's worse to me to lay there in bed and obsess as opposed to like, I'm just gonna get up and get shit done, and then inevitably that turns your brain off.
I feel like last night there was a moment where I was like, I guess I'm not fucking falling asleep, and then I think I fell asleep.
Yeah. I just give into it. That's why I have a threshold where I go, nope, not happening. And my wife will be like, what happened? I'm like, can't turn my brain off is what I say. And I just go out to the couch, and sometimes I have to eat, because sometimes I would not have eaten as much for dinner. Like if I ate at like 6 and my body needs more calories, I'll be like, I'll have a little snack, and then sure enough, hour later I'm ready to go to bed, and it sticks.
I think part of it too is in terms of the anxiety. I know it's easier said than done. I know you know it, right? In terms of the things that you have to do, the things you need to get done, right? Is that you just have to say, okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. You can't do anything about it right there, right? And like, you have to let it go, right? I think saying, I'm going to let this go for now, at least, is a big part of it too, which I know is so hard to say. But again, when you're doing it, in terms of the, you're not letting it go. I've definitely, as I've gotten older, and I would say especially as tired as we all are now, there's the nights where I'll hit the thing and I'm like last night was a good example where it was like, it's 10:45 or whatever, and Jen's turning in. I'm like, we're in this weird part right now where behind the scenes with embargoes and shit, like we're waiting on a bunch of different games to come through, like game codes. So it's that thing of like, I don't feel like reinvesting anything I have right now because I'm not going to play it for long. So I also don't feel like starting anything brand new because I'm not going to play it for that long.
Yeah.
So like, she was like, you want to just go to bed? I was like, you know what? Yeah, why not? Like she always goes to bed early. And I'm like, if I got nothing to do, why? I'm not just going to play something to play something. Let's go to
get
bed.
some sleep, get some rest.
And this is crazy to believe, but like I've done that a couple times now.
Oh, I wasn't going that way with it.
Oh, but we'll just real good. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's, and it has been nice, and I've just knocked the fuck out.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But it's like most nights I just feel like I'm incapable of doing.
My thing about it was last night I went to bed and like when I head to pillow and shut my eyes, I was like, this is weird. I'm not tired. I'm not like exhausted like I've been. And I was trying to, I'm like, it was the sick weekend. I think I just kind of recharged my battery. So I'm not used to being like, at not above 50% or whatever. But it's the same thing I've said before where it's just like, all right, well, worst case scenario, I'm going to sit here and close my eyes. And if I don't fall asleep, I'm still just chilling and it's zen for a second, which is so rare in our lives of nonstop emails. What's happening on Twitter? Oh my God, this is happening on subreddit. Get over there, say this. Oh my God, what's happening in the comments? But you know what I mean? Like just to sit there with your eyes closed. I was like, this is a nice respite to begin with. But I do understand running away with it. I usually just end up thinking about bullshit though.
It's just so weird because it's like it's running away in so many different ways. Like last night, for example, was one of the nights that I know it's bad, but it hit a point where I'm like, I need to look at my phone. Like,
sure,
I can't lay here any longer. Like just thinking about stuff. I was like, I could be getting things done now. And so I was like looking and Googling a ton of different things, trying to figure out a bunch of just legal bullshit. And as I was figuring all that out, again, it just like goes down the path of just like branching pathways of just like chaos. But even if I wasn't doing that, it's just like the things that don't fucking matter at all of worrying about 8 a.m. But it's just like worrying about, you know what, I'm going to get up because I want to change this up for a second, let my, imprint on the bed kind of breathe for a second, like hopefully cool down, flip my pillow, go get a water.
I've been hot as hell.
Drink some water, come back in the room. But then the moment I get down, I'm like, well, now when am I going to have to pee? And I just start thinking about how much I need to fucking pee eventually.
Yeah.
Because I don't even need to pee yet. But it's like, well, I can't sleep till I pee. I'm like, God, this is...
No, I hate that feeling. I pee at least once a night, and I hate it because it'll wake me up, and I'll be like, no, I just don't want to get up. And sometimes I won't, and then that last like 3 hours of sleep are like not good sleep.
Yeah.
I always have to force myself to get up and do it, and then I get back and I conk right back out. But yeah, I don't know. I'm also this is the kind of the bane of my life because I'm a very light sleeper. So any noise will wake me up, and then once I wake up, I'm worried about that noise again. And then I start worrying about other stuff, and then it's like you can't go back to bed now.
Yeah.
It sucks. So I don't know. This is fun. The fun of city living for me. I'm like I miss the suburbs. So I spent 2 nights at my parents' house in Riverside, and it was so fucking quiet. It was unnerving. I'm like I don't get it. I had to turn a fan on. I'm like I'm not used to the silence. It's actually giving me like a weird nervousness. And it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
If you guys have any thoughts, advice, I don't know. I'd love to see it. I think at this point anything will help.
On top of everything, have you thought of trying to see a therapist?
I mean, I've thought about that
Yeah.
like many times, but I'm definitely at that point that I'm like, that would be a great luxury to have time to do.
Yeah.
But I'm not there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I also feel like I do have a good enough group of people that are kind of there for me. I know it's an excuse, but it's a reality.
Just put it out there.
Yeah.
Let's lighten the mood. Gamey writes in to patreon.com/kindafunny and
Never heard
says,
of it.
hey, is guacamole a condiment?
No.
It's a dip,
Yes.
right?
No.
Hold on,
you know-
everybody shush. You say no.
No, because you don't spread it on anything.
And you say,
Yes.
and Kevin, what do you say?
I believe it's its own category.
It's a dip.
I say it is not a condiment, it's a dip.
Yes,
I say
excellent. That's
dip.
what I was saying.
Dips
it
are
was a
condiments.
dip. No.
Gamey points out, Webster's dictionary says that a condiment is a substance such as salt or ketchup that is used to add flavor to food.
See, I would
That's
say
not proving or
I could eat-
proving or disproving.
Here's my question: Can you
Sounds like it
can you
proves it.
eat guacamole by itself?
Yes.
Then it's not. I don't think it's a condiment. You can't.
Here's my thing: is that
suck down ketchup.
guacamole is meant to be dipped with a chip. Right now, is a great spread on a sandwich, put on top of a bagel, shoved up your ass.
Thrown into a
Let's step
burrito.
back. Let's step
Yes.
back and analyze
Let's step back, Kevin. I agree.
dip as a field. As a thing. All right? Mm-hmm. What other dips do we know?
Salsa.
And consume salsa.
Queso.
Would you consider salsa a condiment?
No.
Neither would I.
Ranch
would.
dressing though. That could be a condiment because you could put that on
Barbecue
things.
sauce.
Now here's the thing.
Barbecue sauce
Are
could be a
there
dip or a
some
condiment.
are there some dips that are also just condiments? Your simple dips. French
Simple dip.
or whatever it's called. I don't know
No.
what the
That is
That's a
not.
French- that's a sandwich.
That's a dip.
The au jus is the dip part of
Yeah,
that.
but
French
you
dip.
can put that on a
A
sandwich.
condiment is anything that's just like adding flavor to the other thing. The Webster Dictionary.
Webster.
French
Condiment
dip?
says, yeah, a substance such as salt or ketchup that is used to add flavor to food.
French dip. What's its purpose?
Well, again, we're French onion dip is what you're probably thinking of, right?
Oh,
Because French
onion
dip is a
yeah.
sandwich. It's delicious. Everybody get it in
But what's
LA
the
at
stuff
Kohl's.
that you dip it in?
Au jus.
Au jus.
And what's au jus? Is that a condiment?
Just the
juice.
juice of the beef.
But is that a condiment?
I wouldn't think
That's a
it's
great
condiment.
question. That's a
100%.
great.
That's where I was
going.
Ah,
Anything that's
now I
adding-
see what he's saying.
It's a thing that adds flavor to it.
definition.
That's why salsa's one too.
I don't know. Salsa. It's too much going on.
You can't get a salsa
What's the
burrito.
definition of dip?
A dip is described as a thick sauce in which pieces of food are dunked before eating.
Yeah, see, that's different than a condiment. You put dip versus
I was
condiment.
going to say thank you very much. Thank you very
Webster's Merrill Webster's Merrill versus Webster.
much. Versus dip.
What dictionary were you when you came up as a journalist in Mizzou?
Webster's.
Your Webster's?
Yeah. We're going to spoonuniversity.com. Lifestyles.
Not a real
What's
fucking-
the difference between condiments and sauce? Condiment sauces and dips. What's the difference?
Yeah.
This is Sarah Spiro from the
She
University of
seems like
Illinois.
she knows what she's talking about.
Of
Unless she
course.
disagrees with me.
Okay. According to Wikipedia, the definition of a sauce is a liquid, cream, or semi-solid food served or used in preparing foods. The definition of a condiment is a spice, sauce, or preparation that is added to food to impart a particular flavor, or enhance its flavor. So a sauce can be a condiment, but not all condiments can be sauces.
Okay, nailed it.
Well, she's talking about sauces, not dips. She's not even helping me out here because she brought up.
She
dips.
brings the dips in later.
That's what I'm scrolling to, man. She's talking about buffalo chicken.
Where are
That
the
sounds great.
dips?
Give me the dip. No, she
Oh,
doesn't
she didn't
actually.
dip.
No, she
Dip
didn't.
She
do
dipped
it.
on that idea.
Dipped on that idea.
Gas break dip.
What's the next Patreon question?
We didn't come to an answer on that one. I'm just
I
letting
think
you know.
everyone except for
Agreed to
Tim-
I just want guacamole now.
I could go for some
Not a
guac, some
condiment.
chips and guac.
You
on
can't
that.
eat
Fuck up some-
guacamole by itself, and
You
by
sure
that
can.
you can, but that's just somebody you can eat ketchup by itself too.
Yeah, but I could eat guacamole as a nutritional.
I feel like
Meal.
I've seen Nick eat it. With a
I
spoon.
understand that,
I
but
have.
like that's not its purpose.
But like when he was eating with a spoon, I wasn't like, Nick, what the fuck are you
Right?
doing?
Exactly. You know he's low carb, so it makes sense.
Take a spoonful of fucking barbecue sauce. You're a monster.
Yeah, there's
Go to
something wrong
jail.
with you.
Going to jail.
Something
What if
wrong
I
with
drink
you.
the pickle juice?
Taste. That's gross.
Fuck.
I mean, you can drink it. It doesn't make it normal.
Mitch Craxton writes into patreon.com/kindafunny and says, what would you consider your specialty if someone came to you and asked you to make dinner for 4 people? That's a great question, right? Of course, I have a popular show called Cooking with Greg at youtube.com/kindafunny. You can go there and watch it. I would say wings, of course. That's my specialty.
Yeah. I would say some sort of ground turkey meat and cauliflower rice. That's pretty much all I ever eat.
No, what about
But if
pizza?
you're trying to impress them,
Oh, yeah, I guess I can make the pizza. That's fair.
D's like I'm bringing over 2 or 4 clients.
4 clients, I can make a couple pizzas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna like that. She's gonna
now,
like that.
Nick, do you have them prepped for when the clients get there, or
Oh,
are you?
they gotta see him throw
Yeah,
it,
you're
though.
tossing them in front of
He's
them.
doing it behind the back.
Like I said in my episode of my seminal episode of Cooking with Greg.
Oh, where can people watch that?
They can watch it over on youtube.com/kindafunny.
Thank you.
I was like part of the fun of the pizza experience is making the pizza and eating the toppings with everyone while you're drinking. Because that's what we all used to do at home. If my brother was there, we'd sit around. I would roll everything out. We'd gossip, eat pepperoni, and Matt would pour a couple cocktails for everyone. And that's the fun of it. Then, 20, 30 minutes later, the pizza's done and you eat it.
There you go.
That's the way it should be. That's the way
Now,
it should be.
the more I think about this question,
What
the
the
more
fuck?
If you're wondering, that horn from the
clown
1920s
horn.
is on our end.
I think it's that one wooden car. You know what I'm talking about?
Where all
Like
the
a
hippies
Model
came out
T?
of from outside lands.
I feel like, and I feel like it's a shitty answer.
I
but
can't wait to hear it.
It's the truthful one. It's a cheese plate.
Oh.
Kevin's-
Really?
Kevin's a cheese plate
When
guy.
I have people over, I make cheese plate
Uh-huh.
with some prosciutto.
I make cheese plate.
Yeah, it came out that way, and that's the way I,
I
was
make
giving
cheese
it.
plate.
Did you guys see the screencast metadata last week?
Oh, Lord.
Good.
I feel like Cool Greg needs to start reading through that one with more fun.
First of all, I don't think Cool Ray should be responsible at all. That's clearly
You.
the person that wrote it. Second of all, I shouldn't be allowed to write these things. You know,
That's true. That's
you
true.
know, someone should be an adult about it and be like, I'll have to handle it
Science
this
go
guy
far here, man.
borderline retarded.
Whoa.
Whoa, you can't say that
Okay.
anymore,
Yeah,
Kevin.
you're right.
Apologize.
I'm sorry. No,
The internet will burn you down,
I'm just.
but then
Oh,
build
I
you
mean,
back up.
If he admits he's wrong, it's fine. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we're good. That's why I say apologize. And he apologized.
Well, then you said the internet will burn you down.
I said apologize or the internet will burn you down is what I meant to say.
Gotcha. Okay.
I apologize.
Sorry, I got a
I
lot of
apologize.
internalized hatred towards my lack of me
Writing
reading
skills?
my stuff.
Gotcha.
I never read my stuff, and there you go. Whoops.
It's just like your text messages, which are always a fun ride.
There you go.
Between him and my
Whoops.
mom, those are the best.
Yeah, my thing, I would just, you're not eating.
You're not eating.
You're not
you
eating.
never cook.
I'll be real good about making sure that you are lubed up on LaCroix and White Claw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we a White Claw house now? How long has White Claw been a thing? Because this thing took the world by storm the last 2
it's
months.
just out of
do.
nowhere everywhere.
Hot Boy Summer.
Man, people like it.
Yeah.
We're out here.
There's a comic that posted on my friend Chad posted on Facebook that he was like, I was coming home from the store and a White Claw dropped out and started to spit out. So I shotgunned it right. He's shotgunned it right in front of his apartment complex. He's like, if anyone was watching, I look like a fucking drunk.
You have to cook something though.
Well,
What
no.
would it be?
What would you order, Tim?
No. Shush. Don't let him off the hook. Like what? You and Gia
We're
cooks.
getting
I know.
cereal, dude. We're gonna throw
Cereal.
a party.
Oh, that'd be-
It's like, hey,
And it's I'm not even insulting you. What's the
I'm
last
not
thing you
insulted.
cooked?
nothing.
Nothing. Wow.
Here's what I'm going to say to you right now. You say, Nick, what are you doing this weekend? And I say, I don't like questions like that. They're leading. If I don't want to do it, you're not giving me an out. And you go, well, you want to come over to my house on Saturday night and eat cereal for dinner? I'd be
Yeah.
like, fuck yes.
I'm
Let's
telling
eat
you,
some
man.
cereal.
People
You
don't eat
wouldn't. You'd be like,
cereal
I'm low
enough.
carb again for 2
Saturdays
seconds.
are my cheat night. That's why I built that part of my story.
Tim, are you gonna let people choose their cereal? Or you like
Nah,
just
nah,
whatever
nah.
you got? What do you
Dude,
got at
can you
home?
imagine like you
I don't
come
know.
and it's a buffet,
I wanna surprise
beautifully
you, though.
laid out, CT Crunch, Captain Crunch, the Crunch Berries, Fruit Loops.
I've joked about this before. I think that I'm really good at the milk to cereal ratio.
I'm not.
No,
I'm
Joey,
not.
sit down. You walked into the room. Now you're part of this.
I think the trick
you're
is
part
to
of
not
this.
be good at it. You want to put way more cereal.
Oops.
That way
Oops.
you
Gotta
go
pour my
back.
milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Oh,
go.
gotta pour my cereal.
Yeah, there it is.
Kevin and I know what it's like to grow up fat kids.
Hey, hold on.
We get it.
I'm not saying that that's not good.
No. I learned that from you.
Yeah.
I remember
there's some
being a little
pro-move
I
kid.
there.
learned it by watching you.
I remember being a little kid and seeing you guys serve yourselves bowls of like Fruity Pebbles or
Whatever the fuck.
and
Frosted
it's
Flakes.
and I was just like, okay,
Double
yeah,
F?
no, I'm serving myself wrong. This is the right way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is the right
that's
way to
the
do
one
it.
instance where being perfect is it works against you.
Joey, the question from Mitch on Patreon is this. What would you consider your specialty if someone came to you and asked you to make dinner for 4 people?
I came in to talk about White Claw, but I can also answer that question.
You can do both. Answer the question and
You
talk about
call-
White Claw.
You
We
claw
are a
things?
White Claw family to the
not what I
point
said.
where is? I got it.
If you pull a White Claw out of your butt.
No,
Oh.
but we have these fun stickers now. White Claw Appreciation
pull a
Society, and
White-
they're
Oh,
sparkling.
that's awesome. It's
So
sparkling.
we are a White Claw family.
your
If I
favorite
were to
color?
make something for people coming over, I feel like I would either do enchiladas with green sauce, or I would do salmon with roasted veggies.
Nice. Okay.
Enchiladas, it sounds good. Salmon roasted veggies just sounds like normal what I eat. I don't want that. I choose enchiladas. Thank you for when I come over to your house. When we have.
Never. I don't think anyone's ever been to my
No, we
apartment,
haven't. Thanks
but
for the invite.
We're
It's
not
because my
welcome.
apartment is this big.
I just sent something to Kevin. for
Also, what are you doing
assets.
this weekend? You want to take your party?
Maybe I have to look at my calendar.
Okay, cool.
I'll let you know.
Gia's going to a bachelorette party coming up.
Yeah.
So she got the whole party these. Real
Ain't no
excited about
laws when you're drinking claws. That's fun. That's cool.
I like that
That's
part.
good.
I did like that part in Whitney Cummings' joke where she's like, when we got to do our part too, we can't, the rose all day shirt's got to go.
They gotta go.
We can't keep wearing those. It's putting out the wrong message for feminism.
And then DH Canada gets the final question from patreon.com/kindoffunny. If you had to lose a finger on each hand, which fingers would you choose?
I mean, the
My ring
pinkies
finger on the
easily.
left one. Be like,
so you're never
sorry,
gonna get
Gia.
married?
Sorry, Gia, can't.
Well, I
It's
just
not
can't-
official.
I just want to actually have the ring. So I'm like, you know
Why do you
what?
want the ring?
I don't like physical things. Even my watch, I like feel weird about sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that one, and then thinking video games.
Yeah, right.
I mean, yeah, that guy's kind of useless.
Yeah, I would drop both pinkies probably.
You gotta go
Pinkies.
pinkies, yeah. You don't need the pinkies.
Pinkies are more versatile than this stupid one.
Guess what? The pinky's gone. Now this guy's up
This
the bat.
becomes pinky.
He's doing the fucking pinky
No,
stuff.
I
This
don't
is
think
pinky
so.
number 2.
Exactly. He's pinky and
like
waving.
you can move your pinky in like a lot of ways. Try moving your other one.
Again,
Like
you-
try to even flick me off with your other finger. Right? See, congratulations.
again, I don't do it normally.
See, your pinkies look perfect.
When you lose one finger, it's like losing one sense. The others then become more
that's
strong.
not true. Like
A
that's just
blind
so,
man
that
does
is
not
a-
need his pinkies.
Exactly. Exactly. It's
Goddamn,
very true.
You brought me
know what I mean?
back.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, does anyone have an answer? Kevin, what was your fingers? You have choice?
Oh, wait, like to cut off?
Yeah, you got to cut off a finger on each hand.
Ring and then probably pinky on my left.
Okay. So ring on right,
Wait, what?
pinky on left.
Yeah,
Got it. Makes sense.
because I don't need it.
How is Kevin?
Because I need my ring finger. I'm married. I gotta think. Unless can I keep just the stuff?
Well, it's
to
not your
hold the
ring
on?
finger then.
Maybe
You only
just
have
pick a
one
finger.
ring finger.
Yeah.
Can I?
Oh, really? What would you call this guy? I understood what he meant.
Yeah, your ring on your right. It's-
What would you
it's
call your right ring finger?
Yeah.
What's the name of that fucker?
That's your ring finger
No.
on your right hand.
No.
You can
Yeah.
wear rings on any hand, Fran.
Also true.
Does. Fran, I think at some point, Fran used to wear thumb rings. No shit.
Fred has this weird transformer ring. Like, have
What's
you
he
seen
transform
it?
into?
Yes, I have.
Like it does like a bunch
It
of
like
weird
flips around.
morphing
It's like a Coke
stuff.
ring, but he's not cool enough to do Coke. So he just puts like herbs in it or something.
Nick, last Gamescast, we did a thing that was 50 fun questions to ask about video games. Imagine
How many questions
that,
did you get through? One?
we did all 50, but God, it was a struggle.
How many questions did Fran
one of the
ask when you were asking those questions?
One of the questions, Nick, was what's your favorite video game weapon? And his response was, does it have to be a weapon?
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Kind of Funny podcast each and every week. 4, sometimes 3 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic discussion for you. If you were wondering where Andy Cortez was this episode, he was editing Borderlands 3 Party Mode, which you can get on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. It would mean a lot to us if you went over and watched that. If you're watching live, it's not up yet. It's on Patreon tomorrow. But by the time this goes up on YouTube, it'll be up on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames.
Use the secret password. Caw-caw.
When you go to youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, scream caw at your window, and we'll give you
Leave a
access
comment
to that
that
one.
says caw.
There you go. Good one. We'll know who the true fans
We'll know.
are. If you want to get the Kind of Funny podcast early, watch it live, get it ad free, get it with the pre and post show, go to patreon.com/kindoffunny. A couple of bucks gets you all of that. If you have no bucks to toss our way, no big deal. Wait till Friday. It goes up on youtube.com/kindoffunny. Podcast services around the globe. And of course, roosterteeth.com. We got a post show to do right now. But until next time, no. It's been our pleasure to serve you. Kev, let me see that chat.
Yeah. Give me
Let me
see that big old chat.
Tim.
Chocolate covered starfish.
Quick question for you. Mm-hmm. So your index finger, which one's that?
See, that's
There's They're both your index finger. Your right index and your left
I know,
index.
but the ring finger has a use.
Yeah, I know.
A wedding ring.
But-
That's your left hand.
What other
I
fingers called?
understand,
though?
but
Let me get some water.
that makes it finger
you
number
fill in, too?
4 or finger number 3
Yep.
is the ring finger, right?
I'm putting in finger names.
Thumbs.
One's the index and one's the pointer.
No bullshit. Bullshit.
On your left hand is the index, and your right hand
No,
is the pointer finger.
You're an idiot.
I don't know what
wanna
to tell
punch
you.
in your stupid
I don't know what to
face.
tell you.
You know you're wrong. Admit it.
I'm not wrong.
Also, what Mike L says, Pinky should be your second to last choice.
I don't know,
No,
dude. Pinkies are fairly versatile.
No, I understand the versatility. I understand that there's some added grip strength there.
And like ear
But I-
canal usage. You know what I mean? I feel
Everything
like-
I'm finding about it is just saying that the names are the same wherever you go. So yes,
Yeah,
ring
absolutely,
finger on
ring
both
finger
of
on
them.
both.
Throw up your ring fingers.
It's
your ring
like
finger.
it then translates to toes. Your last toe is your pinky toe. Your
No, it's your little toe.
no, they're all your
On
little
your
Yeah.
left, it's your little toe. On your
No,
right, it's your pinky toe.
Yeah, I hate you so much.
Ring finger all around.
I just don't believe it, dude. Someone needs to figure that out. That's
Google
lazy.
did. Google did.
It's real lazy.
Daily Arvel TV says, Kevin, there's a video on YouTube where they put all the airplane videos together from multiple angles. Can you send that to me somehow? I'd enjoy it right now if you Slack that to me. I know that you don't have the technology.
Mr.
to do that.
Yasman says, breaking news, CBS and Viacom, so parent company of Paramount, Nickelodeon, MTV, etc., are going to merge.
Yeah, he's been saying that a lot.
Interesting.
That's Mr. Yasman in a nutshell.
And I thought, Mr. Yasman, I believe you have a 3-strike rule. You know what I mean?
Did we just hit strike 3?
I don't know, Mr. Yasman. This rule still exists.
Danny Tamayo says, do you use your index finger or middle finger to point?
What?
And then he says, using your middle finger to point feels more powerful. When I was little, I used to use my middle finger. Like I didn't know what it meant anything bad.
You knew what you were doing. You
I didn't. And then eventually someone told me, and I was really confused. I did a lot of dumb things when I was little.
Dumb little kid.
Got it. Lucky I never did.
Ugly as shit, too.
You never did any dumb things?
Never did dumb things.
Nah,
as a kid.
Remember when you
it's
told your mom
impossible.
she was sexy?
Me?
You look real
Yeah.
sexy tonight.
Oh yeah, I guess I do remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my.
Yes, I do
That's, I
remember
remember literally the time I told my grandmother I learned what "I love you" was in sign language and flicked her off. And my grandma
Yeah.
didn't say anything; she didn't know.
I got a fun dumb little kid story that I forgot to tell on the show. Gia told me a story about her little sister recently. Her little sister, 7 years younger than her. So like you can imagine, there was like a big gap there in the Gia being in like high school and her being this dumb little fucking kid, right?
Sure.
I can tell the story. You
I liked it. We saw the
You
wheel.
guys are post show
Censorship wheel spun. Yeah, we're okay.
There will be one part. Gia doesn't watch the post show. She doesn't fucking know.
No, don't.
She
And
only
nobody
watches
narc.
the normal
Nobody
show. Yeah, nobody
narc.
fucking narc. Be
Nobody
cool.
narc. Be cool.
Cool, dude.
I'm going to leave out a couple details of this that are actually going to make it sound weirder. But there was one time Gia walked in on her mom watching porn. And it was for research for a thing that she was doing. And
What porn was it?
that's
What
the part
porn?
that I'm going to leave out.
Tell me what the
Still
porn
hot.
was.
What's up?
Tell me what the porn looked like.
It was porn. Like it was straight up porn. There was
That's
no ways around
What could I
it or
Google on
whatever.
Pornhub to find?
Yeah, what tags would lead me to said video?
I don't know.
Wait, are you allowed to tell us after the camera stopped?
I mean, it's not
doing the research.
Can I call her and ask?
It's not interesting. No. So
I can mute you. You can tell me right now.
no, it's not. It doesn't matter. But she's watching this fucking porn, and Gia's horrified, just like calling her out, and the mom panics, is like freaking out, trying to like come up with excuses, and has excuse, but still, it's like
Now,
Gia was like
what state of undress was the mom in at this point?
totally dressed.
Okay.
Totally
That's
dressed.
defendable.
I like to
imagine
if her
she was
mom's
in-
pants
she was
are
in
on
a
her ankles, and it's like
Where
cap
was
and gown.
her right
Hawaiian
ring
it.
finger?
Cap and gown.
damn,
Damn, Kevin.
damn. Nice callback, Kev.
Good job, Kevin.
What was her ring finger doing?
So Gia keeps giving her shit for watching porn and like admit because it's funny and
Yeah,
whatever. She's all
hilarious.
Can we
embarrassed
give
and
her
shit.
shit now?
And
In
this went
wait.
on for a while,
Okay.
but that's not the point of the story. The point of the story
Should be the
is
point of
that
the story.
Yeah,
Gia's little
right.
sister Jenna, who was in like second grade or something, or first grade maybe kindergarten, who the fuck knows, was doing one of those things where she could write poorly, so I guess she was in first or second grade.
Right.
And they were asking questions, and they're like, oh,
What does your mom do? What does your
And it was
parents
just
do?
like, what does your mom do at home? And she
Oh,
just
no.
writes, my mom watches porn. Because she just heard Gia giving her mom so much shit for it.
Yeah.
And the mom had to deal with it. They're like, yeah, so she said this.
I mean, is that?
I'd be like,
I love
"And?"
it because like you've seen Gia's mom, like
Oh God, she's so, like
I just
nicest,
can't imagine her having
meekest
to
woman
deal
you've ever
with
met.
this
Just
shit.
a lovely woman. Oh my God, that would torture her. That's so sad.
That's really interesting. That's
Yeah.
a real interesting place
Yeah,
that story
it's good.
goes.
It's good.
It's a good story, Tim.
That's really funny.
How old?
Remember-
Agniasuro says, "How old's Gia?" I don't know. She must have been like 7 years after second grade, so like 9th grade.
Oh, whoa. Nearly an adult.
So 13, 14, something like that.
Yeah,
That sounds about right.
like prime age to give your mom
I
shit.
wonder
for
what
watching porn.
details were hidden from that story.
Yeah, I
Like,
want to
you-
know.
It's trust me, it's not as interesting.
Tim,
I just
Tim.
don't want
What
to
he
say.
what he didn't want to tell you was she was also hiding a body.
Remember that whole conversation we had recently about snapping? And you
Yeah.
were like, you can only snap on this finger.
Yeah,
Oh, never mind.
I do remember that.
All right, it's fine.
Did you see that taco commercial that I retweeted?
No.
Kevin, go to my Twitter.
While you're doing
I
that,
haven't watched it with the sound up. Is the sound up on the TV? Can you grab me the remote?
Can we talk about how much money Taco Bell has for these commercials they're running late recently? Why are they running these commercials? These
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my God, have you not seen their current
I don't
ad
watch
campaign
TV,
where it's
no.
like real movies that are like, we're gonna get to this. It's like techno noir thriller movies with Josh Duhamel, but it's about their nacho cheese
All right,
fries.
that's it, Kevin. Play this with the sound up, but yeah, get it all
From Ben
queued up.
Shapiro drinks horse piss.
I
Ready?
just saw the
You ready?
video.
You ready?
Just joking around.
This might cause problems, so if this gets
We're in the
edited
post
out.
show.
We're in the post show. Who cares?
Yo soy inevitable.
Y yo soy también cabrón.
This is the best.
I wish
I love that it's the theme song.
But how is Thanos dropping it that way?
I wish he was better at like it was the quality of the video was a little bit better.
I like to imagine this is how bad the commercial looks on TV as well.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh,
This guy's like, fuck copyright laws.
They're
I'm
not
using
gonna
all
come for
this
me
shit.
in Mexico. You have
I'm
no
in
laws.
TLC.
There's no rules here,
that was
Disney.
real good.
Oh, I gotta go back and watch Endgame again.
Oh my God,
I might do that this
I have it
weekend.
on my phone.
That's so good.
I just keep skimming it.
Do you?
Oh
That's
yeah,
great.
it's real good.
It's one of those things where, like, same with Harry Potter, where I'm like, I gotta build myself up to watch Infinity War and Endgame again because it was such an emotional moment that I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to go down that tree again. What?
Holy shit, this remix.
It's so good. Like,
Oh, Marvel movies, they were good. I miss
They
them.
were
I'm gonna
good.
bring them back, you know?
yeah, dude.
It's been too long. Mm-hmm. Sitting over
Yes,
here,
man.
waiting for Suicide Squad. Come on.
Guys, I'm real excited about this NAS thing. Real excited.
The wireless drop?
Yeah, it looks like it's working.
Yeah. People should be careful editing off of it, right? Or is that not a thing? At IGN, we were always worried about that. I remember back in the day.
Editing off the
That was when we had one LAN system, but I think we got a better one
Okay.
because we should have a proprietary LAN system called Avid that was always gave us trouble, but then we got on fiber lines and it was awesome
Okay.
because you could just easily edit the footage. It was really fucking cool. Fiber turns out very fast.
Fiber.
I'm fiber.
All right. That's the post show.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for supporting on patreon.com/kindafunny. If you didn't see any of the post show because it got copyright claimed because Thanos was dancing in Spanish.
It was
Sorry.
worth it. Sorry.
It was worth it. We all had a great time. Everybody watched live had a great time.
Inevitable.
Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you. Ooh.